Hey, everybody. Welcome to Lorebeards 40K. Alexis will be back shortly. There she
I'm here, I
is.
promise.
And yeah, we have some power armor to look at today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a tier list.
Oh,
Uh,
heck yeah.
Alexis, I was going to say this would be a good time for you to explain some of our criteria for judging these power armor.
Okay, we're going to judge them very, very harshly. Are you ready for this? Here's our top 3 criteria. Actually, it's only 3. So it's also the bottom 3 and the mid 3. The first is going to be how well it is used in the lore. Like, is it relevant? Is it something that's just a stopgap? Or is it just, has it been iconic in the lore itself? The second is, does it look good? Like, is it aesthetically pleasing? Is it beautiful? Is it artisan? And the third is, oh, well, I forgot what the third one was. I guess effectiveness. I think
That
we can
makes
go with,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
effectiveness.
So whether or not it's iconic, its aesthetics and its effectiveness are the 3 things that we're grading these on today. I do have a cool handy dandy chart for us to look at. So let me bring that up. And I just got to share my screen, and you guys will see this lovely tier list that our friend Hawk Oddly put together for us. Thank you very much, Hawk Oddly. There it is. Look at that beautiful tier list.
Blam.
Look at all those goddamn armors. That's a lot of armor.
A lot of armor. There is one missing from here, but that's because we do not have a picture of it, and it is so irrelevant to the lore that it barely exists, and that is human power armor.
I was going to say Mark 9 is also we have a question mark for Mark 9.
Yep. Oh, there are some armors missing here.
Such as?
I am such a nerd that I immediately noticed this. Grey Knight armor is in here.
That's true. I almost didn't include Custodes either, but the Grey Knight armor is only for Grey Knights, and the Custodes armor is only for Custodes. Whereas the other armor sets are worn by either separate factions or entire separate chapters / legions, as you will. Yeah, we can include. I mean, if we run out of time, I'll see what I can do about the Grey Knight stuff, but it's only ever going to be with the Grey Knights. Just like the Custodes.
There's also inquisitorial power. No, wait, that's there.
That's on there.
Heavy power armor and light power armor.
I mean, we don't have pictures of those, so but
yeah, that is true. We do not. Those are definitely up for interpretation. And I think GW might actually get in trouble trying to make like a heavy power armor and try not to make it look like Fallout armor.
So, fun fact, in the original Rogue Trader, Inquisitor Obi-Wan Sherlock Clouseau wore a suit of form-fitting power armor that was underneath his inquisitorial robes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's mentioned. Oh, Thunder Warrior is on here. Sorry,
yeah, that's Mark 1.
Some of the comments, Brock 6000 asked about Thunder Warrior armor. Yeah, Mark 1 is Thunder armor.
This is a good comment. Oh, you grabbed it too.
Drazina Quaisian says, "Who are the Grey Knights? Never heard or seen them nervous sweating." Yeah, that's an in joke because the Grey Knights, in the lore, people have been killed for seeing the Grey Knights. They are a very secret group that is typically only deployed against, demonic incursions and chaos forces, and they're great. I have a whole Grey Knights army. Like, I love Grey Knights.
Primaris Grey Knights when?
Right. I mean, that's yet another reason why I was really reluctant to put them in, because I feel like they're going to get Primaris armor soon.
Yeah, definitely.
But the short version, okay, so for anybody who's curious, the short version is they have armor called Aegis armor, which protects them from demonic chaos, warp-tainted things. They also love baby carriers, says.
Yes, they do.
They're a Daimu, yeah.
The Nemesis baby carrier.
The Nemesis Dread Knight, yeah.
I love that GW knows that it's a joke, and the newest model of it has a rattle. I'm sorry, a war maze. It's a rattle. You've seen it, right? Oh my god, I gotta share this.
Let's bring it up. Why not? So yeah, the Grey Knights, they have a special armor model, but I didn't feel like it was appropriate to put in right at the moment. I almost didn't do Custodes, and I was like, okay, we kind of, it's if we run out of time, we have Custodes that we can throw in. It's gonna be tough though.
All right, I have to go to Games Workshop. 1 second.
No problemo. Hey, we've got a super chat. I'm going to read that now. Gideon Gleeful 95. Thank you, sir. Have you seen the kit bashes of the Space Marine land speeder converted into a Jeep?
Yes, I have. It's amazing.
Hot take. To me, it looks like a much cooler Space Marine light vehicle than the ATV. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think Gideon Gleeful is right. The Mario Kart that they have right now for the Primaris Marines looks a little too silly for me.
I love it.
I love it as something absurd that you could point to and say, look at this. I don't love it as I wouldn't want to field it on the tabletop. I'd feel weird. But yeah, I think the conversion of the land speeder is a better way to go. So
funny enough, I actually fielded 2 to 3 of them in my tournament list.
Really?
Mario Kart. It's 60 points for toughness 5, 8 wounds with a 3-up armor save. Also, look at that Dread Knight that I sent you. If you could bring that up on the screen.
I'm doing it right now. All right. So the image that Alexis has shared with us is the Nemesis Dread Knight with a war mace, which she insists looks like a baby rattle.
It 1000% looks like a baby rattle.
Here it is for your viewing pleasure.
That's a baby rattle.
Can I get any closer? That's the biggest it gets on Discord. This is obviously the baby rattle she's talking about here in the war mace in its hand. It is goofy looking. Yep. Can't deny it. It is goofy looking.
That's a baby rattle.
I enjoy painting Nemesis Dread Knights, which is weird. And I like their base. I knew that was going to happen. As soon as I open my mouth, I'm going to talk about the base. But I really like it as a painting, something to paint. Fielding it depends on the edition, because sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Definitely.
I need to go back and add the.
I do love the conversions for them when you take the Nemesis Dread Knight and put the old box knot body on it to cover the person. It looks so much better.
You're right. That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
One of my buddies, his name is Ali. He converted Leviathan and Saturnine dreadnoughts into the Nemesis Dread Knight, just using its legs and the Dread Knight's arms. Super expensive conversion, but oh my god, I got to get a picture of this thing. It's currently in the painting competition. Painted way better than the thing I entered. I voted for him because oh my god, yes. But it looks so good. I got to find a picture of it eventually.
All the ladies love dreadnoughts, guys. I'm just telling you, it's a magnet. The Leviathan is my favorite dreadnought. Oh god, I can't wait for a tier list dreadnoughts. That's going to be insane. So
there's so many dreadnoughts.
If it's okay with you, Alexis, I'd actually like to start a little bit out of order.
It's not okay with me. Why would it be? I'm joking, obviously.
Well, what I would like to do is I'd like to start out with the Mark 7. The Mark 7, and the reason why I'm doing this is because it kind of establishes a baseline. The Mark 7 is one of the most iconic armors in the game.
Yes.
It was the face of Space Marines for a very long time until 2014, 2015. Or 2020, whenever Primaris came out, 2017. Anyway, up until that point, pre-Primaris, this was the face of Space Marines. It was the face of 40K. I don't think you can get any more iconic than that.
I agree with that. I think the most iconic has to go to like the Beakies, but in terms of like the thing that when you think of Warhammer, it is the Mark 7 armor.
When you go to Games Workshop headquarters, for a very long time, they had one of these as a statue standing out front of the building. It was the symbol. I agree.
Part is, sorry, I interrupted.
No.
The best part of that statue is it's a 1-to-1 of the 3rd edition Mark 7 armor. It even has his arms like this. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like it walked right out of a paint set. I agree that Mark 6 is a very iconic armor as well, but I think in terms of raw iconicness, this is, I think, the absolute pinnacle.
Yeah, I'm giving this a 10 on iconicness.
Aesthetically, it's not as cool looking as some of the other models.
No, it started the classic pooping pose, if you know what I mean.
I do know exactly what you mean. So it loses some points on aesthetic.
Yep. And it did inspire Bionicle, which is really cool. You know, the head is the same head that's on the red Bionicle, which is pretty neato burrito. They just took away the actual filter, and they were just like, it's a different mask.
They put a little Polynesian in there too, but yeah.
Yeah, they definitely did. But you could clearly see the inspiration. Overall, I think it's cool looking. For model kits, I think it's fine. It never stood out to me as the best, like aesthetically. I always went with different helmets. I always went with even faces over its helmet, unfortunately, which is its most iconic feature. And I'm giving it like a 7 out of 10 when it comes to like style.
Effectiveness wise, it's pretty effective. This
was 10,000 years.
It lasted, well, I mean, yeah, not quite that long, but pretty long. Well, no, actually, it did. You're right. It was because it was available at the end of the Siege Terror, so it was 10,000 years. This was a tried and true model. Is it as effective? A Mark 7 out of 10. Har har. Thank you, Gideon Cleeful. Is it as effective as some of the other marks of power armor? I mean, I think it's a solid performer across the board.
Yeah, I think it's like it has some of the good things from a lot of the armor sets, but it also has it does have some of the bad. A lot of Mark 7 does still have exposed cables every now and then, which is a little weird. It was rushed to production, and it is the one that survived the Heresy. That's cool, but then they never innovated on it. So it never got any better than what it was, which was a rushed product. So I think it's an A tier.
I'm going to put it in A. I think you're right. I think at the end of the day, it's A tier. It's solid. It is our baseline. This is what I'm going to compare all the other models of space of armor to is Mark 7. And that's why I wanted to get it out of the way early and say, okay, here's our control, for this experiment, if you will.
And we do have the different versions of Primaris armor.
Yeah,
it's all Mark 10, but it's all different versions of Mark 10.
Correct.
Yep. I just want to make sure we had those.
From here, I think we should go left to right, if that works for you.
Yes, it does.
All right, so Mark 7, and I should point out that because this is a tier list episode, because you guys are lore seekers and you're awesome, we love lore seekers, you have the option of sending us a super chat to move things around in the tier list if you want to. So keep that in mind as a possibility, because what we think is cool, but what you guys think is actually a little more important. So I'm curious to see where people want to move things around. Just remember, you can do that. That is an option available to you.
Are we not considering Centurion armor on this list?
No, it's a warsuit.
All right, fair enough. You know what? I will yield to that. It is technically a warsuit.
All right, so Mark 1 armor, Thunder armor.
Thundercats.
All right.
Do it.
No. Oh, okay, fine. I'm a Thundercats fan. They just had a RPG that got kickstarted, and I think hardly anybody knows about it, which is wild. But it's out there.
I wanna actually check that out. All right, so
Mark 1 Thunder armor, iconic. It's okay. So
not really.
It's kind of iconic. It is associated only and solely with the Thunder Warriors, which means it's really just not used anywhere else. So it's iconic. It's iconic in that you could take one look at Mark 1 armor and go, I know who that's for. It's for Thunder Warriors.
Yes.
So there's 5 out of 10 on iconic, I guess is what I'm going to go
I wouldn't put it that high.
Okay.
Hear me out.
I'm listening.
It is a Nito burrito armor. It is definitely cool for being a Thunder Warrior armor. And I think that's heckin' neat. But Thunder Warriors, in my opinion, are fodder. This is fodder armor. This is equivalent to like carapace armor. Like, you put this on your roided out like super soldiers, yes. But this is not armor you're coming home to and being like, this is iconic. It's like, I give this thing a 3 out of 10. For iconic.
I'll counter with it's got a little bit of pedigree because it is the first.
Yes.
And there's cachet to be had with being the first. That's why I gave it a 5 out of 10 on iconic. But I agree with you that it is effectiveness wise, it is bottom of the barrel. This thing can't go into space. It
has exposed parts.
It only powers the arms, not the legs.
Yep. It lacks a force field in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, you can't attach a jump pack to it. In my opinion, this is like a 0 out of 10 effectiveness. Well, keep in mind, power armor is still power armor, and it still will protect you against a lot of shots. So it's not useless, and it's way better than flak armor, no matter what. Even a 0 out of 10 is still better than flak armor.
Yep. But I would compare this, the Thunder Warrior armor, its effectiveness to something along the lines of like the Tempestus Scion carapace armor for humans. Like, it's a human Space Marine comparison. It is effective, but I think the carapace armor is actually better in my opinion because it's void sealed. Well, the strictly the ones I'm talking about, which is the Tempestus Scion carapace armor, which is void sealed.
Sure.
I give this a D.
So last thing was aesthetics. It looks stupid in my opinion.
It does.
I'm not going to mince words. I would never wear this if I was a Space Marine character, and unless it was the only thing I had to wear, I would not wear this.
The funniest part of this, do you remember the Heroes of the Chapter box set that included Mark 1 Space Marine armor?
Wow. No.
Do you know how rare that box is? Because no one bought it.
It's called Heroes of the Chapter, and it's got Mark 1
I think
armor?
it's Heroes of the Chapter, or it is a box set of metal miniatures that includes Mark 1 through Mark 4, I think.
Huh.
And it's just iconic armors throughout history, and it's one of the rarest miniatures to buy because no one bought it.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out. That sounds pretty cool.
It's not Heroes of the Chapter. Heroes of the Chapter is the Space Marine characters. Sorry. I think it's Armor Throughout the Ages is the box set.
Okay, I'll have to look.
I'm going off of memory. I'll look it up afterwards. If chat could check that for me, that'd be awesome.
I think it's fair to put Thunder Warriors as D tier. Just the Thunder armor, it's not good armor.
Yep.
It's not pretty armor, and it's not especially iconic.
No,
it's somewhat iconic.
It's there.
Yeah, for sure. Do we want to read some super chats?
Yeah, we can grab some. Boop.
All right. Gideon Gleeful 95 says petition to replace the question mark with Mark Strong for Mark 8. Sorry. I don't think so. I don't have a picture of Mark Strong. Good actor. Hannah 1439 became a YouTube member. Thank you very much.
Appreciate Heck
yeah. Gigawins 1.21 gigawins. Innovate the Mark 7 Tech Heresy.
So innovation is not heresy, so long as they don't change it to something new. And Belisarius Call makes an entire book arguing this case and rules lawyering it.
He has to do that because the Mechanicum is 500 cults in a trench coat, and some parts of the Mechanicum, or the Mechanicus, I'm sorry, in post heresy, the Adeptus Mechanicus, they definitely do not sanction innovation. So
Yeah.
Call, as he's got a very special role in that organization, and Call can get away with that shit. And they talk about that in his books by Guy Haley, which are excellent books, by the way.
Yep.
But yeah, in general, by and large, which is all I can ever say about 40K, is like there's so many subfactions and planets that it's always you can never say this is true everywhere. Okay, but by and large, in general, the Adeptus Mechanicus not big on innovation. He's got a point, but they do slowly, torturously come up with new patterns.
Flamestorm cannons, let's go.
It's they get drag kicking and screaming sometimes into it, but yeah, he's got
put a demolisher cannon on a land raider. Let's go.
So Alexis, for the tier jumping ability, yes. What are we charging? What's the minimum cost?
If you think that we are wrong and dumb and stupid, okay, which obviously one of us is.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Hey, can I get some ointment for this burn? Ouch.
I was mostly talking about myself.
Oh, okay. Well,
but anyway,
the implication aside, was otherwise.
Oh, I'm sorry then. But jokes aside, if you guys think that we are wrong and you want to see your favorite armor moved up to the top, or you see somebody else's favorite armor and you're just like, I don't like that sort of thing, and you wish to move it, for a $30 super chat, you can move the stuff as you wish. And you only get to move one armor at a time. But yeah, for a super chat of 30, you get to move the armors around.
Any tier of your choice, yeah. One armor moves to one tier. So here we go. We got another one from Gideon Gleeful. The Mechanicus are the dwarfs of fantasy. Then, yeah. Well, in fantasy, the dwarfs are, it's good enough for my father, good enough for his father, and by God, it's good enough for me. The Mechanicus, kind of. They are, yeah, they're kind of like that. They look at things like the STCs as holy relics that should never ever be tampered with or modified.
Yeah,
which is another reason that Call gets a lot of shit, because Call tends to mess around with it. He's kind of a rule breaker in the Mechanicus. All right, so we're up to Mark II armor now. So Mark II armor, the fun bits about this one. This is called Crusade armor. It is the one with the hoop-shaped plates for mobility, and it's got the exposed cabling. Still considered an efficient design.
Also, they depending on the lore, they cannot turn their head.
No, I can back that one up with authority. They cannot turn their heads.
Now,
I know the miniatures allow them to do it. Yeah, that's just the way it's done. Sorry, go ahead. I was talking over you.
No. That's exactly what I was going to say, though. You're correct. But yeah, so I think we're judging this based on its lore, but we're going aesthetically off the miniature. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think I think Mark II is one of the most iconic of the Heresy era. I really, really, really dig it for early Heresy. I loved how like weird it was and how janky it was and how it desperately needed improvements. Like even when they had the jump pack on it, the jump pack had like super exposed turbines. They weren't as efficient as the other jump packs from later on in the Heresy. They couldn't sustain flight. Depending on the lore source, jump packs can sustain flight for moments. They're meant for jumping, obviously, but if they need to zoom around, they can for a bit. But the Mark II one had a lot of trouble doing that because it had a very low power source. And Mark II armor was meant as the bulwark armor, like it would just walk at enemies.
That's 3. You're thinking.
Oh, that's 3. Sorry, yeah. Mark II is just the slower armor.
Well, it's called Crusade armor for a reason. It is the armor worn by the launch of the Great Crusade, and there's an importance attached to that. There's again cachet, if you will. Like it may not be stylish, but it sure is important.
Yeah. I really like Crusade armor. I think it is a drastic improvement over Mark II or Mark One. It is actually effective. It has the ability to be used in the void. It could be used in toxic environments better than Mark One.
Because Mark 1 couldn't be used at all.
Exactly. So any improvement is good improvement. Where this thing falls apart for me is the head being stationary, not being able to turn, but they did have this slit across their entire visor, their helmet, so that they could see where they were going. But it had very limited technology in the helmet. The helmet was kind of just a helmet. It did have tech in it, obviously. It did, present enemies and everything, but
Auto
it wasn't.
senses.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as later variants of armor. And it doesn't hold like too much of a special ability like other armors, like Corvus being stealthy. This one was just kind of loud and easy to destroy.
Yeah, I think so aesthetically it's fine. Like it looks fine. I don't mind it. I don't love it. I'm curious what your thoughts on it aesthetics are though.
Aesthetics, like for the miniature itself, it looks really good. But it's not like, if I'm gonna play Horus Heresy, I'm gonna use a lot more beaky Marines because I like them a bit more, and I like Mark III and Mark IV a bit more. I think it's cool for like breacher squads to have this armor.
Mm.
As weird as that is, since it's not the toughest armor, but it looks the toughest. As weird as that is to say.
Well, I think Mark III looks a little tougher, but fair enough.
Yeah, I think Mark III is the perfect tactical armor, in my opinion. For its like the look of tactical Marines, if I'm playing on the tabletop, I give this thing a C tier.
I think you're probably right. Let's for now. Let's put it in C. If it's probably the bottom of C is what I'm thinking at the moment.
Yeah,
Just because
like,
the
it's not D
effectiveness.
tier because it
No,
looks cool,
and
but the
it's
helmet,
actually void sealed.
being
Yeah.
locked in place, like limits this thing on its close combat capabilities. Like you're not like, as weird as this is to say, this is probably the worst armor to get into a fight with. And this was the armor that fought Eldar.
And
Like,
orcs.
and orcs, which are two of the best fighters.
Yeah.
Like, this must have sucked.
Well, remember they had hundreds of thousands of space marines in that age. So
That is true. But still, it's had to suck.
If you show up with 145,000 space marines, you can get a lot done no matter how many orcs there are.
That's true.
And with the Primarch leading them on top of that. So
unless you're going up against that one orc who choked out the Emperor.
Yeah, Urlak Urg, yeah. All right. So Mark III. I think we've got Mark 1, 2, and 7 pretty much locked in.
Yeah. Oh, again, for the super chats, if you want to move around armor, it is gonna cost, we're taking donations of 30 to move the armors around.
Yeah. We did get one from Drazina, as an example, Drazina Quaisian. Mark III to S, Crusade was peak humanity. Listen, I like Mark III, but what she said is accurate. It's $30 to move it around, but we do appreciate you, and I do see your comment, and I do agree in large part that Mark III is a really good set of armor.
Yes, it is.
Let's talk about Mark III. It's a really good suit of armor.
Mark III is cool. It's the iron armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's Mark III.
Yep, it's got the little plate hanging between their legs. That's like the most common way to tell if it's Mark III.
I will say this: if we go off of first edition Horus Heresy, the tabletop game, Mark III looks like ass. And I will just say that the old Mark III miniatures look terrible.
Oh, the resin ones, the forge rolled ones.
Yeah, they look garbage. Like I do not like how many of them I have. I have over 100 sitting in a bin down here that I give to new players as a way of getting rid of them, because I have upped all of my Marines. But if we're going off of second or third edition Horus Heresy with the newer models, then it's really, really, really nice. And I really like it. It's like peak Heresy. And for that alone, I give this thing like a 7 out of 10 for aesthetics. It looks really, really nice.
Well, you just said something that resonated with me, and that is Mark III is peak Heresy armor. When I think of when I see Mark III armor, the first thought I have in my head is that's Heresy era. That's someone playing in the Heresy or someone doing something with the Heresy. I never look at Mark III and think, oh, that's someone who's kept his armor around a long time.
Yeah.
That's so it does feel iconic to me as a maybe not the face of the Heresy, but it's up there.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's like a 7 out of 10 is perfect for it. For effectiveness, this was one of the most effective armors in the Heresy, if I'm not mistaken.
It's got serious armor plating on the front. It's got a head that turns. It is fully void sealed.
Huge.
There are exposed cables on the back of the armor, especially on the back of the legs, that make it a little more vulnerable. But the whole purpose of Mark III armor was to be the siege armor, the boarding armor. You would wear this when you were facing the enemy and moving towards them. And in those cases, it excelled. It is the breacher armor, in my opinion. The stone gauntlet of the Imperial Fist stone gauntlet Mark III. Like that's just like in my head.
I give it top of A, if not S.
Ooh, that's high. That is high. Ooh. All right. Okay. I'm torn because it's definitely better than C. It's definitely better than C. Is it A or S tier though? I think Mark 7 is better. In terms of effectiveness, Mark 7 is definitely better.
Oh yeah, I will agree with that.
So I think Mark 7 needs to be the top of A at the moment. So I would say I would put it in A, but I'd put it there.
Okay, I could agree with that. You raised a valid point.
It's a very, very good suit of armor and very cool. It's one of my favorites. So here we go. We're going to talk about Mark IV. Here's the fun fact about Mark IV. Mark IV is incredibly important because Primaris armor is based on Mark IV.
Yep, very similar helmet.
It's that same aesthetic. If you can look behind me, that is a Primaris helmet, but it is very, very similar to a Mark IV helmet.
Now, here's going to be a weird comment about this armor specifically.
The Maximus armor.
This to me, the Maximus armor is the World Eater's armor. This has always been the iconic World Eater's armor to me. I don't know why. Every time I look at it, I think World Eaters. And it's mostly because the Berserks, the double chain axe guys, were wearing this armor. So
the Berserkers, yeah.
Yeah, I really, really dig this armor.
It's very well balanced. It's got a strong power pack with a lot of energy production. It's got good mobility. The helmet turns. It's got auto senses. It doesn't do anything particularly well, but it doesn't have any particular flaws. And this is the first power armor where all the power cables are hidden,
which is important.
Under armor stuff, yeah. To me, this is a B tier. I like it. It looks good. It's strong.
Yeah, it is just like it doesn't scream anything else to me. It is just the Corrin armor. I don't know why. It is to me.
That's fine.
I agree with your B.
All right, let's put it in B. So Mark IV, you're going to B. I feel the pain of anybody out there who's like, no, Mark IV is so good. It is cool. It's good. Is it cooler than some of the stuff on the list? We'll find out.
It feels like, as weird as this is to say, it feels too close to Mark 7 aesthetically.
It's
as
very
weird
similar.
As that is to say.
No, it's very similar. All right, here comes the really, really fun one.
The Heresy armor.
Heresy armor.
The pleasure bumps. 5. Let's go.
Why don't I just let you talk? Go crazy. Rate it at all 3 levels.
So aesthetically, the the bumped armor has always been a piece that has been sought after and is very common in the Emperor's Children. As weird as it is, as I just
Is that?
noticed the
I'm pretty sure
the
that's.
this isn't that though. That's weird. This is actually Mark 9 armor. That's cool because it
No,
has the large gorget.
it's Mark 8 if it has a gorget.
Oh,
Mark
Mark
9.
8, yeah. 9 is
Uh,
the mystery one. That's definitely not Aegis armor.
Definitely not.
100% is not Aegis armor. What? But this is the Emperor's Children armor. This is like you see the bumps on the new Emperor's Children miniatures. It is all over that. The bumps themselves are just fillers to keep the armor back together, basically like stapling it together and hoping it works. It is a stopgap armor, but as dumb as it is very iconic. Like the bumped shoulder pad has been included in almost every kit from 4th edition to like 7th edition. It was only discontinued once the Primaris came out, and now you can find it in Primaris kits. And I think oh god, Sternguard I think have one, and it's all over the Heresy. Like characters have it as well.
Well, Endred Har is the guy I showed during the Power Armor stream, who is the only person I've ever seen that actually makes that look good, in my opinion, is Endred Har.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And Endred Har is a World Eater, was a World Eater. He's a Black Shield at the point where his model's made. He's a Black Shield. But what else would you say about Mark 5 armor?
It aside from its aesthetic, it doesn't have anything really else going for it.
Oh, it's crap.
Crap. It's literal falling apart armor that they stapled together. That I'm not even joking. That is what it is.
So part of me thinks that Mark 5 exists because kit bashing.
Yeah.
And I think there's value in an armor mark, an official armor mark, that is literally mix and match, build what you want.
Mm-hmm.
There's value for that. Here's a fun one. Hana 1439 points out there's 2 rolls on the history table in Deathwatch for Mark 5. Yes, I did that. That was me. I said you get 2 rolls on it because it's
also something to point out. This armor is the current armor that's used for the apothecaries for 3rd edition Heresy. The 2 apothecary kit comes with this armor.
That's right. That's true. I had forgotten about that.
Yep.
I had forgotten about that.
So I honestly think that this is a low B tier or high C tier armor.
Well, I haven't gotten to talk about it too much.
Go ahead.
You make a solid point about the bumped shoulder pad being iconic because it's in everything.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the first time we ever saw that was on Mark 6 back in first and 2nd edition.
Yep.
And I've kind of always associated it with Mark 6 than Mark 5, but it is it is how you tell you're wearing Mark 5. It's they're called studs. Yes, I know that term is loaded. They're called magnetic molecular bonding studs is what they're called, and it's a way to reinforce damaged armor.
They're for their brothers to bond over their studs. Apothecary, I need more studs.
I don't like
Tech Marine for that.
I don't like the aesthetics. For me, the aesthetics are like a 3 out of 10. For me, the effectiveness is like a 4 out of 10. It's the armor I would not want to wear because it's damage. You're literally wearing the equivalent of a refurbished iPhone that has been through some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like it. For me, it's a C tier.
I think high C tier, and I would agree with you.
Is it better than Mark II? Because you can turn the helmet, I guess maybe.
Yeah, and the cables are technically not exposed.
Oof, man, I would rather have Mark II than Mark V, if I got to be honest. But for the fact that the molecular bonding studs are iconic and are a feature that has continued all the way up to the current day, I guess we could put it above the Mark II.
Oh, you were fighting that one.
I didn't want to. I still am not a huge fan.
Oh no, I can see where we're fans of Armour.
Would you like? Yeah. Would you like to talk about? Well, what I mean, is there anything about Mark V that appeals to you that we haven't discussed?
I mean, it is one of the most. It's the armor of most of the inductii. That's like the big thing about it is like they just throw it on like fresh Space Marines that are barely Space Marines, and they're just like go into battle, and it was rushed for production, and it was just a stopgap. Like I don't think there's
absolutely a stopgap.
I don't think there's enough to really say about it. I think most current Space Marines that still wear it, it's more out of honor than anything else. It's not their armor being broken and repaired. It's because they have the time to just be like, Tech Marine, I broke my shoulder pad. But I think they wear it to honor like the fallen. So it's cool. I think the Slanesh Marines wear it for a completely different reason.
I think that's an in-joke.
Yes,
Emperor's children.
It 100% is. It's a relic.
Gideon Gleeful says, those bonding studs make me think of the edible ball bearings on muffins, and knowing their technical name, I now call this stud muffin armor. All right, good one, Gideon Gleeful.
Those stud muffins.
Wow. That is wild. Okay. Let's talk.
We're up to Mark 6 now, right?
Yeah, there's some historical things about this I really should bring up is that technically Mark 6 is like one of the first power armors ever seen as a mark of power armor.
Yep.
In Warhammer 40K, because it was the cover of the second edition box set with the Crimson Fists fighting orcs.
Mm-hmm.
And the Beaky Marines were a part of that set, and it's a heck of a lot of people my age were introduced to 40K through the Beaky Marines. So
Beakies are really cool, and some of the first metal models were Beaky Marines. Like, that's the cool things. In fact, LE2, which was later adopted as Li2, was added to the lore of 40K.
That's right. Now, he's the Bob Naismith sculpt, one of the first sculpted Space Marines.
Yep, and he wields a disintegrator, which is kind of crazy. Which is a weapon that's really, really good in the lore and garbage on the tabletop. Like, not even worth using on the tabletop, and it sucks. But there's another aspect of the Beaky armor that is really, really cool, and that is its close association with the Ravenwing.
Raven Guard?
No, Ravenwing of the Dark Angels.
Oh.
Ravenwing wear it as well, and so does Raven Guard.
Yeah,
both of them.
It's iconic for Raven Guard. Yeah.
Yeah, both of them wear it, and it just looks good in black. What can I say?
It does actually look really good in black. As a Dark Angels fan, I can actually say this with authority. If I might jump back to Mark II really quick, just as a quick thing here. I did double check. One of the guys in chat pointed out that Sigismund wore Mark II armor, and Sigismund is a absolute badass, one of the best characters of the Horus Heresy. So
why would he use Mark II? Use a better armor.
Sigismund.
This is why Abaddon beat him.
Sigismund didn't need to. He was that good. He just was like, you know what? I'll wear some standard armor. Who cares?
I'll wear a pile of garbage. I'll beat your. All right, that actually moves Mark II above Mark V. That does. It's Sigismund.
I like Endrin Har, but Sigismund is a little bit more awesome.
Yeah.
I did also.
wish we got the duel between Garrow and Sigismund. I do think Sigismund would have won, like, pretty handily, but Garrow was a badass of a swordsman.
Garrow is good. Sigismund's better. Garrow unfortunately does not make. At some point, we need to talk about the first captains of Horus Heresy.
Yes,
and there is a tier list in the making for those guys.
Yes.
But at the apex of that tier list, there's a very small handful of the best swordsmen in the legions. And
I mean, yeah, it's got to be Sigismund.
Sigismund is the best. Sigismund is the apex. He is the best swordsman in the Legion who is not a Primarch.
Then I would give it to like Abaddon, then Garrow.
Abaddon doesn't use a sword, first of all.
No, he uses a maul at the time, but now he uses a sword.
Abaddon's good, but he's not nearly as good a fighter as...
I mean, according to him, he could take any... When he was confronted with Nathaniel Garrow and Sigismund, before he teleported out because of plot armor, he was like, I could take either of you in a one-on-one. Both of you, I can't. But that's also Abaddon being a cocky asshole.
Yeah, Abaddon, I'm sure, thought he could do that. I'm here to tell you definitively, Sigismund would wipe the floor with Abaddon. So if you're curious, it's the apex of Sigismund, and then underneath him is Corswain of the Dark Angels.
Oh yeah, Corswain,
who is a ridiculous badass, and Raldoron of the Blood Angels, who's also a ridiculous badass. And then you get guys like Lucius, and
Lucius loses every fight that he's in. His superpower is losing.
He actually did pretty well on Isfin 3.
Hey, whatever, gets a bunch of nameless dudes.
I'm just saying, he's actually a very good swordsman, and that is reflected in the lore.
Although I will point this out, Garrow is the only one on this list that beat a Primarch.
True.
Granted, he was turned Super Saiyan at the time. We're just gonna overlook the magic powers that were added to him.
I just did some checking, and it looks like Mark III armor, which we put here, is worn by Sergeant Cronus, the Ultramarines tank commander.
Yeah, it is.
I thought that was fun.
That is good. That is.
I thought that was real fun, actually. It's. You can argue that there's a lot of named characters that don't have models that probably have a Mark III, like Alexis Pollux.
Yeah,
probably wears it. But anyway, yeah, I thought that was an interesting, quick little aside. So we're on Mark VI. So let's start with the
aesthetics. Are 10 out of 10.
Aesthetics are 10 out of 10. The Beaky looks good.
It does.
It looks good. I love that helmet.
Do you know how you make the Beaky armor look even cooler? You give it a jump pack.
Yeah.
And do you know how you make that look even cooler? You give that jump pack Raven wings.
The Raven
and then do you know
Guards
how you make the Beaky helmet look even better? You give it 8 more reasons.
Power claws. Yeah.
The fucking lightning claws. They are hands down one of the coolest looking units in all of Heresy.
Oh yeah, lightning claws, not power claws. You're right. So if I'm understanding you correctly, you're saying that nobody rocks lightning claws and jump packs better than the Beaky Marine.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. I will agree to that.
I love Sanguinary Guard. Don't get me wrong, but their loss of nipples puts them at 0.
We're not even doing chapter specific stuff on here. This is literally just the standard bog standard armor.
In the part 2 of this, we will be adding chapter specific armor.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of cool helmets. Every Legion had a specific helmet that they would wear, for example. Which is really cool. Like the Death Guard had the spike helmets.
The World Eaters had the angry face.
They had the rabbit ears.
Yep, they also had the rabbit ears.
They had the rabbit ears, yeah. There's a lot of that stuff going around. But Mark 6, okay, so effectiveness-wise, Mark 6 is
one of the best.
It's really sneaky. It's the first one to have sensor baffles built in.
Mm-hmm.
It's got really highly tuned auto senses. This is a very effective suit of armor.
Yep. I absolutely love the beaky armor. It's also one of the few armors that works really, really insanely well with Cameline cloaks.
Hawk asks if you're trying to kill him.
Just a little bit. You'll get better. I'll revive you.
I got a shout out to Hannah1439. This is clearly a Deathwatch player. Respect, because he's pointing out that you get +10 agility. This is the agile suit of armor.
Yes, it is.
This is built for scouting. I'm going to say A tier.
I will raise you S tier. I think it is our first S tier armor. It's the first Marine. Well, the first batch of Marines had one.
Okay, so it wins on iconics.
Yep.
It wins on effectiveness.
Yep.
It wins on aesthetics.
Yes.
S tier.
Yeah, I think it has to be the S tier armor.
The first S tier of the list is Mark 6. Holy crap. I'm a little shocked and kind of excited. Like that's kind of exhilarating to see it up there on top.
It's
Just
so
be like,
cool.
oh, my beakies.
It's also it is a armor that is so perfect for a space marine because it is scary. It is sneaky. It can hide you in plain sight, according to that one book.
And it's got good auto senses.
Yes. Like fully enclosed, good on a bike, good on a jump pack. It's just good armor. Also, that helmet, and this is another thing that I have to point out. Before 3D printing became a big thing, as big as it is today, back in the day, back in ye olden times, when we had to buy the tactical squad came with 1 or 2 beaky helmets.
Mm-hmm.
People would buy 5 boxes of it, take the beaky helmets, and sell the box of tactical marines just so they can get the beaky helms. That's how iconic this armor is.
I think we are going to have to do a specific a chapter and legion specific armor list because Hannah points out as well that Hannah1439 points out Gorgon Terminator armor would win if you include it. We're not including it because it's specific to the Iron Hands.
Yep.
But yeah, there are. So in the Heresy era, every legion had its own distinct type of Terminator armor. Well, not
similar
had its own distinct Terminator squad.
Style,
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And you could rank those on aesthetics more than you can on stats because they were all this. Gorgons are like one of the few that have their own stats.
Yep.
Like for example, the Inner Circle Knight Cenobium of the
I was going to go there too. They're just
cataphracty suits, but they look great. Just like the Vergir Wolfguard armor for Space Wolves is just cataphracty armor, but it looks great. And of course, my all-time favorite is the Emperor's Children Praetor in Tartarus armor because he looks so goddamn awesome. Let's. Gideon Gleeful asks this question. Just checking, does Malum Cato wear Mark 6? I think he does.
He does.
He's a beaky.
He wears Mark 6 Artificer armor.
Well, to be clear, every version of armor we're putting on here, I guess aside from Terminators maybe, has an I guess it's and aside from Custodes armor, has a Artificer equivalent.
Yep.
Even Sisters of Battle can have Artificer armor. Even Inquisitors can have Artificer armor.
What are you
it's
doing?
Really all Artificer armor means is that it's engineered to a slightly higher standard. So I'm not including it as a separate type, but yeah, no. Cato's Mark 6 was Artificer level quality. He's Gideon Gleeful says he's a beaky and was able to kill like 5 Lords of Change. So obviously S. Bolt gun was obviously lore accurate.
The story of that game is accurate. The gameplay is not. But yeah, I love all the 500 worlds ends in one sentence. And then Malam Kato was released.
So just one more really quick on the Mark IV, which is our B tier, our lone B tier right now. A whole bunch of guys that are named characters from the Horus Heresy wear this. Loken wore a Mark IV. Hastur Sejanus wore a Mark IV. Horus Aximand wore a Mark IV. Tarek Turgadon is Abaddon mostly wore Cataphracti armor. But if he wasn't in Cataphracti, he was in Mark IV. Erebus, that you bastard!
That actually moves it down.
Erebus wore Mark IV. So yeah, there's a lot of Tarvitz, Saul Tarvitz, Solomon Demeter,
What would you
Ralderon.
consider the gray armor that Garrow and his pals wore?
Oh, Knight. I think that's called Knight Errant armor.
Yeah, like, when we do our chapter specific, we have to add that armor as well.
Agreed. That is a really cool set of armor, and
because that is an armor that comes from Terra.
Either that or Titan.
Yeah, because they got it not from Mars, and it was in the Soul Sector.
So probably Titan, because clearly the Knights Errant are clearly the precursors to the Grey Knights. So
yeah.
Where was I? So Mark 6. We put Mark 6 in S. We have Mark 7 as A. We already did Mark 7. Mark 8, which is basically Mark 7, but with a neck guard. What's your thoughts on this one?
Weirdly enough, the Noise Marines wear this armor. I did not expect this. The new Noise Marines wear this armor because it has the gorget. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neato burrito.
Well, I mean, when it comes to chaos,
yeah, it's mutated armor, but I think the base is there for the Mark 8 or Mark 7. Sorry, no, Mark 8. Yeah, the Mark 8 only really looks good on sergeants
and Deathwatch.
Yeah, the Deathwatch rocket real well because the Deathwatch version of it looks cooler because they do lower it a bit and raise the back a bit. So the miniature looks different. Also, Deathwatch Marines were the first ever attempt by Games Workshop to make a larger scale Space Marine. And that's why Deathwatch Marines were so much bigger than old Tactical Marines. It was cool, but I hate it. But I also love it. It's a weird armor for me.
Hawk says, hi, Kovu. That's Alexis's cat. He shows up in the stream. He does show up in the stream from time to time. Rush 21129 says, in Tuscan dialect, artificer was often used to mean craftsman, specifically when referring to God or divinely inspired, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. Micah says, release Kato. I would like to see a model for Kato. I'm down with that. And Micah also points out, I agree with this, Erebus ruins everything he touches.
yeah, he does. So I think when it comes to Mark 8 aesthetically just looks kind of bad in my opinion.
Situational. Like sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't.
I'd give it a solid 5 out of 10 on aesthetics.
I'm going to go higher. I'm going to say 7. I like it. I like it a little bit more than you do, I think, on the aesthetics.
That's fair. I think it looks good better on Primaris Marines. The Gorget. Because the Gorget is on the Primaris Marines.
It is part of Mark 10, for sure.
But like I'm looking at some pictures, like the old Stern Guard look pretty cool with it, but like meh. I don't know. I like the Deathwatch with it, but I'm going B tier. Oh, hi, Kovu.
I think B's fair. I think we'll put it there. It unfortunately it's more effective than 7.
Yeah.
But less iconic. It's not as cool looking as 7.
Are you going to sit down?
So I think that's where it loses those points, is where it comes off there. I should also point out Mark 6 is called Corvus armor. It's called Corvus armor because the Raven Guard and their Primarch Corvus Corax was deeply involved in the design of the armor.
Yep.
And it's named that to honor him. Part of the reason why it's so heavily associated with the Raven Guard is because they have a ton of suits of it. due to events related to Isstvan 5 and the Heresy. But another reason why they're so closely identified with this because it's literally named after their Primarch.
Yeah. It's weird that there's no salamander like armor outside of their Terminators. You know?
Caven Shrike used to wear before he got Primarist. He wore Mark 6.
Yeah.
And looks like the Soul Hunter of the Night Lords were Mark 6.
Oh, cool. Somebody else that wears Corvus armor but doesn't wear a helmet is Samael. He just doesn't wear his helmet.
Okay. Interesting. Not even going to bother to list all the named characters who wear Mark 7. It's a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's everyone that isn't. Yeah, it's a ton of them.
All right. So why don't you start talking about Mark 9?
So are we going to assume that Mark 9 is the Grey Knight armor?
I would talk about that.
So Mark 9 armor is something that is, the knowledge of it is forbidden, or it was deleted, or it was erased, or the Forge World that made it was destroyed, or something happened. It is the narrative build your own armor, where you can say that this is your own armor, like how my Space Marines have a different mark of armor for a helmet that was made by the Salamanders, and they wear it to honor the Salamanders. But it is kind of a build your own armor at this point for Mark 9. The lore definitely hints that Mark 9 is Aegis armor, and the knowledge of it is forbidden by the Inquisition. So that's the that's the rumor. So take it with a grain of salt.
Micah says Grey Knights look cool, not gonna lie. I agree.
They do. They really do. I really like Grey Knight armor drawings. The Grey Knight armor nowadays kind of looks like they're all pooping still. Because they have the bent knee for some reason.
It does. Getting gleeful.
It was a limitation on the technology of the time.
Getting Gleeful points out, it seems Games Workshop made like Microsoft Windows and skipped number 9.
Yep. It did.
Well, they do this from time to time to leave white. It's called white space when you're talking about game design or world design.
Mm-hmm.
You basically you're setting aside a part of the lore that you're not going to touch for various reasons. Often those reasons are to create mystery or to give people who engage with the IP, like hobbyists, a place to expand their creativity. And I bet if you went on Cool Mini or not and looked for people doing Mark 9 armor, you'd find some really interesting designs. Probably on ArtStation or DeviantArt might also have some places where people have mocked up their own Mark 9 designs. I included it here because I thought lore seekers are an interesting bunch, and you never know what they're going to lock onto. And I thought it might be funny if somebody in lore seekers is like, "No, Mark 9 is clearly the best." You never know. List your theories. Go ahead and mention in the chat if you have an idea of what you think Mark 9 is, or where it came from, or where it went, or why we don't have it.
So I do want to point this out really quickly. While I was looking up Mark 9 armor, someone took a picture of your chapter. Yeah, used it as a thumbnail and said, "The missing model of power armor."
My chapter, the Storm Wardens?
Yep.
Wow.
And that's Mark 9. That's Mark sorry.
It's Mark 8.
It's Mark 8.
Yeah, if it's the picture I'm thinking of, it's definitely Mark 8.
Yeah, with the guy pointing the bolt pistol.
Yeah, that is definitely Mark 8.
Really funny. Who is this by? Oh, it's by 40K Theories. This is by Remlays. I know him. Good guy. I get to tell him he's wrong now. Love when I get that.
As the creator of the chapter, that's Mark 8. That is definitely Mark 8. That is another reason why I was like, it depends on who's wearing it. Because on a Storm Warden, I think it looks actually really cool. So yeah. It's something about that cloak with the fur and then the sword coming off the back that really works.
It sells it.
It sells it.
Space Marines look cool with weapons on their back that they can't actually wield. Because there is no way for them to grab that at all.
Don't think about it too hard. You'll just destroy
Brother,
everything.
grab my sword. All right, hold still.
Titus, when he was Lieutenant Titus during his service with the Death Watch, wore Mark 8 because Mark 8 is what you wear in the Death Watch.
Yep.
So that's a named character that wore Mark 8.
Although he was going by Nemeon at that time.
Right. Yeah. His name was different, but it's still a named character. God damn it.
Yes. Nemeon, definitely not Titus.
No, definitely not. Hannah 1439 says Call has his own chapter somewhere in Mark 9. I mean, he could.
That's a cool. Actually, that's a really cool idea. Is that he's still prototype testing it. And then Mark 10 is the stopgap.
I mean, there's a lot of that's an interesting theory. Call technically, if he wanted to, could have entire chapters of Space Marines in stasis still, guys that he was working on or what have you. It's possible. We do have a comment here. It's funny. Drazina says Trazen stole the entirety of Mark 9. He uses them as like chess pieces. He has living chess with them. That'd be wild.
He makes his Necrons wear them to reenact battles. Yay!
Because we don't know anything about it, and because it's probably not going to be known anytime soon, I'm putting it in D tier.
Now, hear me out. Hear me out.
All right.
What if we use it as our stand-in Grey Knight armor?
If this is Aegis armor. Okay. So we're saying that it's Aegis armor. If it's Aegis armor, it's very effective. It's
extremely effective.
It's a version of Mark 8 with extra protection from psionic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it a pretty effective armor. That's at least A tier, if not B.
And it is aesthetically pleasing.
I love the helmets. I'm not gonna lie; those helmets look rad.
Yep.
And they have all the cool little. I think Grey Knights are the first ones to have the tilting shields, the jousting shields on their armor. That looked rad as hell. Aesthetically, it's very good. Is it iconic? That's the only question.
I don't think so. That's the thing, but that's the whole aesthetic of Grey Knights is to not be iconic.
So by not being iconic, it's actually iconic. Isn't that ironic? Don't you think?
Yeah,
it's like ironic, your wedding iconic. Day. It's like a free ride when you've already paid, or an entire song about irony with no actual irony in it, which is extremely ironic.
I give this, if we're running it as Grey Knight armor, Aegis armor, I think this goes to B tier.
I will agree with that, but I'm going to put it at the top of B tier.
Ooh, I was going to say the middle of those two.
I like Mark 4, but if I had to choose between Mark 4 and Aegis, I'd choose Aegis.
Yeah, I don't care what I'm fighting. I'm choosing Aegis.
For real.
All right.
Gideon Gleeful 95. Thank you, sir. By the way, we appreciate your support. Future what if episode suggestion. What if the Emperor had allowed Xenos to be part of the Imperium like the Tau?
Ooh, like subjugated them then. Because they would never be considered equals.
Yeah,
although even with the Tau, they're not equals.
I'm going to have to put that on the list just because it's interesting. I mean, we'll think about it, certainly.
I could think of a few Xeno species that could work with the Imperium pretty well.
Eldar.
Yeah, Eldar, easily. Tau, easily. Kroot, done. The Zotes.
Okay, consider that one added. Consider that one added to the list. I think that's fair. It's an interesting idea. I dig it. Micah says Aegis might be S for me, but A is also good.
That's fair.
Top of B is pretty good. It might be. I could probably be talked into making it the bottom of A.
Aegis armor is a bottom.
Cool. What's your opinion on that?
I
Bottom
think
of
it's
A,
B tier.
top of B?
I-
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine where it is. If you guys do want to support the channel and move some of these armors around how you please, all you have to do is drop us a super chat for $30 and you can tell us where you want armor. You can switch around one armor at a time.
Tell us where to get off. And tell the armor where to go.
Do you like that we got a perfect triangle right now?
I mean, it is. I'm a little bit OCD, so yeah, it's aesthetically pleasing to me to have.
It's pretty good. You can
Nice
see
little
where what
sideways
we
podium.
really love, and right at the point where we're just like, no, it can't go any lower. And then we're like, nah, these are garbage.
Oh, Hawk Oddly asks a fun question. What is corpse starch?
Corpse starch is ground up everything, including human bodies, that is made into a paste and fed to the people. It is well, it's actually a joke on the whole hardtack of sailors, but it's made out of people. If you go off of Necromunda lore, the grinder gangs that run the corpse starch machines are all dedicated to corn, and they grind up like people and worship corn. And then every now and then the enforcers come down and like, hey, stop it. All right, start your cult again. Because we don't want to do this. But yeah, corpse starch is people, like Soylent Green. It's actually a reference to Soylent Green and hardtack.
Soylent Tack says says insert Corey there.
That's a good name.
Yeah, Rothian Fairmoon had a point here that I think you would be interested to read.
Oh, what is it?
At Lorebeards. You know, one thing I haven't seen but I think fits. Overly ornate Emperor's Children cod pieces, like Victorian era cod pieces.
I think GW is not brave enough for it.
Make cod pieces, you cowards.
Like, if you're going to tell me that Emperor's Children have artificer armor, I expect to see something down there. Like, they're the Emperor's Children, goddammit. And it's not even out of left field. Like, it is historically accurate. Like, that was a big thing back in the day. They would put giant cod pieces and have massive, pointed toed boots.
Yeah, it was definitely a thing. The beaky helmet actually comes from that same era of armor design, but it just looks way cooler than a giant codpiece.
Yep.
You got to remember that a lot of moms buy their kids Space Marines to paint, so
giant cod pieces. Tell the kids to grow up and learn history.
Well, I mean, this is the same company that made the boob worms for Slaanesh.
Yep.
So it's not like they haven't gone there in the past. I don't know what to say. We're going to get demonetized if we go too far down that road. So maybe not.
Like, there are demon princes with cod pieces, though.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a few of them, actually. Like, the greater demons have, cod. I think Angron has a cod piece as well. But anyway, enough about cod pieces.
Yeah, this is not a show about that kind of armor.
That would make Mark 1 armor cool. That's what Mark 1 is missing.
Giant cod piece. The Thunder Warriors, they may be dead, but they were packing.
And the truck balls of indignation.
Wow, that's why they were really killed, was jealousy. Wow. Yeah. Hawk says we need Lorebeards after dark.
The Thunder Warriors were killed because they had the ability to breed.
At one point, Space Marines. So my understanding of Space Marines is that they have all the equipment, they just don't have the urge. The urge is kind of burned out of them. There is old lore that says White Scars had entire families on Chagorus. Which
salamanders would go back to their families.
So would White Scars.
Yeah.
So that they're capable of producing offspring. The most important thing to remember here, though, is that a Space Marine's offspring is not a Space Marine.
No, it's just a human.
It's just a human. They do not. None of their cool stuff gets passed on to the next generation.
Oh, also there's a Lucas the Trickster book where Logan Grimnar unleashes Lucas the Trickster upon Fenris with the intent of getting more children.
Fathering more
Yeah.
more Fenrisians.
Yep.
All right. So here, Mark 10. That was a fun tangent.
No, Poo-Poo, I'm sorry, I scared him. He's okay. He's okay.
Jake Wu, 8268. Interesting. Didn't know that White Scar note. Yeah, it's one of the more obscure pieces of lore that I happen to carry around in my brain. Sometimes I'll find something when I'm looking at lore and just say, I have to remember that.
There is a weird quote in one of the first like 3 Horus Heresy books. I can't remember which one. No, it's not the first 3. It's when Euphrates Keeler first shows up. And in her book, she's running away and she talks to a space marine and she's trying to escape. And she asks the space marine if they have a family. And the space marine answers yes.
Was that Flight of the Eisenstein?
I think it's Flight of the Eisenstein.
Okay, it might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many Black Library books, y'all.
Yeah, there is.
So many. When I first started this hobby, there was like 5. And now there's like 105. So
when I first started this hobby, Horus Heresy was a paragraph.
That's literally true.
I know.
That is literally true.
I didn't mean to sound like, oh my God, you're old or anything.
No,
I meant that as like a joke on the lore constantly changing.
I've been in the hobby for 27 years this year. So
holy cow.
I know, right? I've been playing since 1999.
I've been playing since the end of 4th edition, for those of you that want to know.
End of 2nd, beginning of 3rd for me. All right, so Mark 10 Tacticus armor. This is the
stop whipping me with your tail.
This is the intercessor armor. This is the new iconic 40k armor. This is the new face of 40k is the Mark 10. So I think it's got to have a strong iconic. I mean, 8 or 9 out of 10 for iconic on these guys.
Okay. I'm gonna. You good? You good? Go. Okay. Anyway, now I can lean back forward because when a cat's on your lap, you can't move. When the Primaris first got released at 8th edition, they looked okay. They didn't look great, but they didn't look bad. But they didn't look like how people were used to seeing Space Marines like overly done. I think they were a good aesthetic. But I think it's like a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10 is where I would put them.
If I may, they are the first true scale Marines.
They are 100% a true scale Marine. And I think it is GW's attempt to make them full scale. And then when they resized the guardsmen, they also made the guardsmen slightly taller, but they still look at appropriate level. And then the Sisters of Battle are about the right scale too. So they are the first ones to get it right. Knowing that, it's got to be an 8 out of 10 for aesthetic. I think they look great. And then once we count in like the Blade Guard veterans, which are based off of these guys, the Blade Guard veterans look phenomenal. The Stern Guard look phenomenal. And all the characters look great. 8 out of 10. Strong
aesthetic. Strong aesthetic, strong iconic, and it is also very effective. Yeah,
it is. It is meant to be the most effective suit of power armor that exists.
And I mean, there's one suit that I think is actually better. But there's one Space Marine suit that I think is actually better. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, I was about to say we have Custodes on this list. Those are way better.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm leaving them for absolute last. So the question for Mark 10, is it A or S for tier?
I think it's A, but hear me out. It's middle A.
Why?
It's not Mark 7.
Mark 7's more iconic.
Mark 7 is way more iconic and is way more important to older fan bases, where Mark 10 is the new hotness. And it's not even new anymore. It has been out for years at this point.
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that it's been out this long already. The thing that I have to give to Mark 7 is without it, Mark 10 wouldn't exist. Because I mean, but then again, we have to bring up the story of how Primaris saved Games Workshop. Because Games Workshop was flopping at the time. They were doing terrible at the end of 7th edition. And like their sales were down, their public relations were down, everything was down. And then they came out with 8th edition and put the new guy in charge, whose name is escaping me.
Roundtree.
Thank you.
Kevin
And
Roundtree.
really turned the entire company around and made it as popular as it is today, where Warhammer is now a common name. I would honestly say that Warhammer is mainstream because it's the nerd game. It is the game that you see played in stores.
It's certainly, if it's not mainstream, it's on the verge.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
But I think historically we still have to give it to Mark 7. It has a statue. Like, it has a statue.
So
what do you think?
I'm going to agree with you, middle A, just because that Mark 7 was around for so long. However, so one thing for you lore seekers out there, I'm speaking directly to the community here. I really desperately want to do an episode on the history of Games Workshop because it is fascinating. And Alexis actually hit on a really important period in their time frame, which is kind of I like to call it the Great Stagnation, which is the period of time that occurred before the Roundtree era, and it's generally around 2005 to 2014. It's about 9 years. Maybe let's call it 10. Let's call it 2004 to 2014. And I worked at Games Workshop in 2004. I can tell you that they didn't want to do really anything with non-fans. They weren't going to conventions. They weren't holding, I mean, they held their games days, but there weren't any major events that they went to or anything like that. I went to one of their first Adepticons. Their Games Workshop wasn't there officially. They weren't interested.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't interested in making new factions. They weren't interested in developing new, I mean, so they did have some good licensed properties, certainly during that era, which is, I think, where you get a lot of people that were engaging with 40K during that era were engaging with it through things like Dawn of War, through the role-playing games, through the novels, because the tabletop games were just, like Alexis said, they were just kind of stagnant. 7th edition was bad. 6th edition was not, I mean, 6th and 7th were both not very good.
I would say 6th edition was awful and 7th edition was abysmal. It was a 1 out of 10 game. It was terrible. It was a game so bad that I almost quit Warhammer. And I had thousands invested into Warhammer, and I still have that much invested in it. It's gone up. But I remember going to tournaments and people looking at my army list and just going, hey, do you want to split the score 70-30? And me honestly considering going, 30 points is pretty good.
and then I don't have to play this game that I painted all these miniatures for.
Yes. Instead of playing the game, it was better for me to quit because people were bringing ungodly overpowered Eldar. Or this was a tournament before the Space Marine detachment with all the free transports came in. And I remember going to a tournament in upstate New York and just being like, 30 points is 30 points. I could do pretty good. I come in top 10 here. That's decent. And it was not fun. Like,
well,
yeah.
we also want to do a tier list of 40K editions, which I think would be a lot of fun to do that one as well.
Yes.
That's I'm looking forward to that show as well. So yeah, if you guys want to hear more about Games Workshop's history, I would love to talk about it. I think Alexis would be interested in talking about it.
Yes, I would.
Let us know. It's not currently on our list for February, but it might be on our list for March at this moment. At this point, so we will of course bow to fan demand. So if it's something you really want, get out there and talk about it on the Discord. Let's talk about Mark 10 Gravis.
Oh, we're moving on to Gravis.
I mean, sorry, let back up. Is there more you'd like to say about Tacticus?
I think it saved the company. Like, I'm just gonna hand down put it as it is the most iconic going forward because it saved the company.
Fair enough. I think that's reasonable. I would be willing to put it in S tier because of that.
Ooh.
I know.
Ooh. That means it has to be top of A.
I'm willing to put it top of A.
I agree. I agree.
Okay. Because it is more effective than Mark 7. It is more effective than Mark 3. It looks as good as those two, if not even a little better, especially on Stern Guard. And it saved the company. It's iconic now. Top of A seems right.
Yeah. I do remember some people not liking the Primaris Marines when they came out. A lot of those same people who complain online, especially about Warhammer, don't actually play or collect or read anything. So make sure you remember that part when you engage with some of the online community that just wants to be crying little piss babies.
So I've got to read this comment from Jazina Quaisian. Gravis is an S on effectiveness alone. You can use 2 melee weapons and have 2 guns at the same time. He's right. And I will go out on a limb and say, I think this is my favorite Primaris armor design. It is so cool looking.
Ooh.
These guys look like they're ready to kick some ass.
I love Gravis armor. I love Eradicators. They're in Gravis armor. I think they look great. Effectiveness on the tabletop. Unfortunately, aggressors are garbage right now. And that sucks because I have so many of them.
They look so rad. Aggressors look rad as hell.
I fully agree with you. And it annoys me. It annoys me to no end that Eradicators are also kind of bad because when you bring them in, because you want to put them in reserves, you bring them in, they're 9 inches away, so they're outside of melter range, and they just sit there and maybe kill one medium tank, and you're just like, yeah, and then they die, and you're just like, I think they're cool as hell. Definitely agree with you on that.
So for me, specifically for me, this is the aesthetic is a 9 out of 10 for me. They look so freaking rad. I would play aggressors even if they suck. That's how much I like the way they look.
That's fair. Actually, there is a list that makes them good.
Okay.
It's the Salamander's Forge Father list.
Okay.
You can give them a whole bunch of like rerolls hits, rerolls wounds, and give their flamers devastating wounds. There is a cheaper unit that does it better, but you can use them as just 3 wound, really tough dudes. I would put them at the bottom of A tier.
So I mentioned the aesthetics for me. Iconic, they are becoming more iconic, but they struggle because they have only been out as long as the Tacticus armor. And while the Tacticus armor is the face of the hobby, Gravis is not. Gravis is just, it is the face of characters though. Like the majority of like your tough ass characters wear Gravis.
Yeah, Marinus Colgar wears it. The captain in Gravis armor, who is an insanely good character, wears it. I think no, he wears Terminator armor. I think some of the named characters wear it, but I think a lot of them are just in Mark 10.
So here's where I think we're going to have some interesting conversation.
I'm going to check this real quick.
For me, the effectiveness of the Mark 10 Gravis is a 10 out of 10. It is the best power armor you can wear without being Terminator armor. It is that step between power armor and Terminator armor. It has, built-in jump packs, and it can close its helmet. It's got like our friend pointed out, they actually can wear guns built into their gauntlets so they can carry two melee weapons and still shoot if they want.
Mm-hmm.
It is stupidly effective. For me, I give it a 10 out of 10 effectiveness.
Oh, this is where we're gonna butt heads. I think it's effective, but I think it's too slow because it does slow the user down quite a bit. It slows them almost as much as regular Terminator armor, depending on the chapter, because Space Wolves use Terminator armor more effectively. But I think it's like Gravis is really good. If it's good enough for Marinus Colgar, and he swaps between Terminator plate and Gravis armor. So, I still think bottom of A tier.
Ooh, okay. For me, it's actually like I want this to be top of A. I really do. I was tempted to put it. I was tempted to just move it up to S, but S is maybe a little too high because you did point out it is slow.
It's slow
and less iconic.
Less iconic, and one of my big things, it's not Blade Guard veterans, which are undoubtedly the coolest Primaris Space Marine.
Oh, I don't know. I like aggressors pretty much, pretty strongly. So, all right, I'm gonna say A tier, but I'm not gonna put it at the bottom of A tier. I think it is right there.
Oh, okay, all right.
Got you. She's
You're
considering it. She's considering it.
What puts Mark 7 up that high is the fact that it's iconic.
Right. That is its major defining feature. Is Mark 7 is iconic as hell.
Is Gravis armor like my major complaint about Gravis armor being up that high is when we put Terminator armor up.
I know.
Okay, I will agree with this for now.
Okay.
Also, I did see something here, and I want to address it really quickly. Yes, I am the same Norn Queen, and yes, I still use Sisters of Battle. I played them in a game yesterday. I'm still testing out the Righteous army, which I'm taking 30 Sacristans and trying that army out, but my meta is a little bit all over the place right now, so they're not very good in my meta. Still a great army for if you're playing at high-end games, or if you were just playing fun games, because Sisters of Battle have incredible narrative units at this point. Like the Sanctifiers, the new Sacristans are crazy, and their novitiates kick ass. Like, I love Sisters of Battle. I looked at the Sister of Silence when I said that, so my mind went bleh. But I love them. Sisters are awesome.
You like the Sisters of Silence too, so that's fine.
Yeah, I love the Sisters of Silence.
I'd like to read a few comments here before we move on.
Yep.
So Ricardo Andre 7049, my nemesis. He says, bow to fan demand, you say, Ross. Oh, I am sure in time you will bow to Conrad's supremacy. Ave Dominus Nox. Here's the thing. I want to do an episode on Conrad. I want to do an episode on all the Primarchs. And to his credit, Ricardo did post some really well-written arguments in favor of Conrad not being quite as monstrous as I make him out to be. He is somewhat of a sympathetic character if you look at him through the lens of Ricardo's. So I yes, I'm going to, in terms of doing a show on something, we will absolutely, if you guys want us to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But my opinion is my opinion, and I'm not going to bow to the masses on my opinion, if that makes sense.
Hear me out on this. On the episode where we do talk about, the Night Haunter, we should actually ask Aaron Densky-Bowden to join us.
That would be rad. That would be rad.
He's down to talk about one of his favorite boys.
I bet I could get him on the show for that.
Yeah.
So we should make a note. Can you stall for a bit while I write that up on our list?
Oh, whoops! I clicked the wrong button. Yes, I can stall. I am very good at stalling. Right. If I need to, I could tell you about all my favorite stalling tactics, like Joseph stalling. I'm joking. Are jokes. These are jokes. I know we're getting into Phobos Marines. There is a funny nickname for Phobos Marines that my buddy pointed out. I cannot say. Should I say it? I mean, we call them the homophobos. It's such a funny word. Look, I am of the LGBT. I could use that. I think it's funny.
I am also technically of the
Wait. Is there
LGBT, so.
Aegis armor? Yes, we are counting Mark 9 as Aegis armor.
Correct.
Because it is rumored to be Aegis armor. And the lore does hint at that, but it's also a make your own armor. But
Jake Wu says to have Dan Abnett, Chris Wright, John French on Lorebeards at some point would be cool. I agree. Dan is super busy.
Yeah, yes.
I don't know Chris, but I might be able to reach out to Chris. John is a friend of mine. I could probably get John to come and talk to us. So I'll thanks for pointing that out. And we would like to have guests for sure. So
heck yeah. That's one of my big goals is to have guests talk to them about Warhams and what they think is canon, because that is as a writer, I want to know what they believe is canon, because I want to know if they actually read other people's books and are like, no, that's stupid, or well, they're not going to say no, that's stupid about another writer, but they're going to be like, well, I think the argument is a bit different.
Ricky Chapman sends us a super chat. Thank you, Ricky Chapman. Appreciate you. He just arrived. What's this? Mark III needs to be higher. So Alexis has pointed out before. I'll say it now, I guess. Or would you like to do it again?
You can do it this time.
Okay. So if you give us a $30 super chat, you can move any one suit of armor to any tier you like. Mark III is A rank. It's A tier. It's pretty up there, bro. As much as I like Mark III, I cannot see it as S tier, though, is the problem. So, but thank you for joining us. But if you can,
that's all that matters.
Correct. Get $30 and it will be S tier.
Yeah.
Oh, Ricardo says, what about Guy Haley? I'd love to talk to Guy. I don't know him personally, but I would love to talk to Guy because I am loving his books. Holy moly, is he a good writer?
Yeah, he's a great writer.
Oh, wait, hang on. I saw Dylan Sprouse, the other influencer, post his own painted 2K Emperor's Children army. He's been a fan for 20 years now. Isn't he the guy who did the voice for Elithanar?
I have no idea.
I think it's Dylan Sprouse. Hawk says yes, he is. Okay.
Well, Hawks are never wrong, as we know.
Gideon Gleeful 95 says calling someone an SOB in the Imperium could be a compliment.
Yeah, it actually could.
Also on the Conrad episode, I suggest ADB Nightlord's fanboy Bricky. Oh, I am familiar with Bricky. I haven't watched very many of his videos, but it would be, if he's willing, sure, happy to do.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, Rush 2129. Pretty sure he's the voice for an R. Yeah, Dylan Sprouse is the voice of Elithanar. And that, by the way, for anybody who's curious, that is my boy in Total War Warhammer. I play Elithanar. Like, that is my guy. I love him.
I've just been playing a lot of Fallout 4 recently.
Oh, Sotek has connections with Bricky. Okay, cool. Thanks for pointing it out. In that case, then yes, I'll run it up the flagpole, see what we can do.
Heck yeah.
So where were we?
So we're at Phobos Marines.
Yeah, the Phobos Marines.
It's such a good joke. You can't be mad about it.
I'm not. As long as we don't beat that dead horse, I'm fine with it.
Exactly. That's the only time I'm making that joke this entire episode.
So Phobos armor is the new stealth hotness, and its cool specialty is that it is completely silent.
The one thing I wish GW just did with this is call them scouts and got rid of the old ones. I really do like the new scout models, don't get me wrong, but Space Marines have so much bloat in their codex, and these guys were definitely intended to be scouts. But I that's me complaining.
I do want to quickly read this. Ricardo says, Ross loves the Elithanar. Your transgression against His Majesty, the Dominus Nox, have been forgiven. That's hilarious. So
for now,
for anybody who doesn't know, Ricardo and I are in a debate. It's a very friendly debate because I respect Ricardo. He's got great opinions, and he's actually very well spoken about what he believes. But the two of us are in disagreement over the character of Conrad Kurz, where Ricardo's position is that he's a misunderstood, sympathetic character, at least as far as I understand his argument to be. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ricardo. And my argument is that Conrad is a irredeemable monster. So
Ross's argument boils down to nuh-uh. I'm joking.
He tortured Vulcan to the point of madness. I mean, that's just one thing that he did.
He did also skin a whole bunch of people and then just rain their bodies on a planet.
I mean, so many things. Anyway,
God forbid a Primarch has hobbies.
I am now actually really looking forward to the episode where we talk about Conrad, because if we can get Bricky and or ADB to join us, I'm gonna get into some really interesting discussions. So
I'm mostly just gonna sit there going like this. Ooh, yay.
So this is a fun comment. Rush 2129 says, Ricardo, you can't fix him. Okay, all right. So
Phobos Marines.
Phobos Marines. It is the first power armor that is completely silent, which is really cool. It also has built-in. This is Mark 6, but better, except for aesthetics.
It looks incredibly dumb, like incredibly stupid.
Okay, I'm
gonna go wearing shorts.
I'm gonna go back to it depends. The Phobos Librarian is really good looking.
Yeah, I will give you that one. The Eliminators also look pretty good, but the Infiltrators, the Incursors, they don't look good. They do not look good.
So aesthetics, it loses a lot of points. Its effectiveness is very high. Like, I think we have to say the effectiveness is very high. If a Mark 6 is a extremely effective model, which we know it is, then the Phobos armor is an extremely effective model. It just looks bad.
It just looks really bad.
And its iconic nature is
not there.
It's questionable.
Like, I get it. For stealth armor, it should not be known. You know, that's kind of big.
But still,
like, it's cool.
B tier, C tier. What do you think?
I give it bottom of C.
It's more effective than Mark II or Mark V. Its effectiveness, I think, has to be.
I will relent and say top of C.
I'll go with that. The aesthetics just murder this poor boy. Unfortunately, if you're a Phobos fan out there, please put a note in the chat. I'd like to see if anybody out there is like, no, Phobos are my guys.
Also, the thing that really downplays Phobos for me is that they had a unique anti-psyker unit for Space Wolves that was Phobos Marines, and they were added and removed in the same edition. They're the only Primaris unit to be discontinued, like, immediately. They just did not sell. I honestly forget what they were called. There was something of Fenris or something. It was such a weird box, and it made no sense, and they were just garbage. So I think it belongs in C because of that.
Gideon Gleeful says, to be fair, all Primarchs are monsters to varying degrees. You're not wrong. They are the lieutenants of a xenophobic and a genocidal regime, even Vulcan. There are no good guys in 40K. Yeah. With asterisk, maybe Eldrad, maybe Kane, maybe. But, like...
Thanks, Mordecai. Thank you.
Aside from those edge cases, there are no good guys in 40K. I will stand by that. And you're not wrong. All the Primarchs are monsters to some degree. Yes, that's accurate.
I would even... I have a long-standing beef with the Salamanders because I think that they represent false hope. Because everything they do eventually bites them in the ass.
That's true for Eldrad too, though.
Yes.
Lamenters would like to have a word.
Yes, but like when Vulcan went against the Grey Knights and released a bunch of took a bunch of people and fled them to other worlds, those other worlds, like in the Demon Codex, it talks about this from the Misc's point of view, and she used all of those people to go to different worlds and sacrifice all the worlds. Like, Vulcan led to a system getting completely annihilated.
Okay, we're on tangents. This is not an episode about...
it wasn't Vulcan. It was Salamanders, but yeah.
As much as I love talking about Heresy and Primarchs and stuff like that,
yep. This is a tangent. Sorry, my bad.
We've got some armor to talk about before we get crazy.
Yes.
The last suit for Mark 10 is the Omnis armor, or at least the last suit so far for Mark 10 is the Omnis armor.
Go
ahead. No, start, please.
Coolest thing about this suit, you can jump from a Space Marine strike cruiser down to the planet. Amazing. That's super cool. It's built to absorb all of that heat and everything. Cool. Well, that's actually the Gravis version of it with the Inceptors. I always get the two mixed up because they are essentially the same thing.
Well, Omnis is a blend of
it's the lighter and yeah.
It's a blend of Gravis and Tacticus.
Well, I just made the Gravis armor cooler.
You sure did.
Yeah, well, there you go. What can I say about this thing? This thing is terrible. You can't buy it for one. You have to buy a special box to get it because GW put this model on a sprue with another character and another thing, and it's really hard to buy. The unit on the tabletop absolutely is terrible. It's too many points. It has an autocannon that reduces people's movements, but that's not good in an edition where Space Marines are going to be running into your opponent anyway. So it doesn't benefit the army. They're just overall kind of forgettable also because it's so hard to get, and GW doesn't really release art of this model because it's hard to buy.
There is a comment here I'd like to read from Friend or Trader. Huron Blackheart is a good guy. Damnation before taxation.
I mean, the worlds that he purged would disagree.
We do. I brought it up mostly because we have an episode on him coming up.
Yes, Horan is going to be cool.
We have scheduled an episode of Huron Blackheart to talk to you guys about him. Omnis. God, okay, for me, aesthetically, it's trash. I do not like the way this looks.
Agree with that. I give it a 3 out of 10.
I'm with you.
Yep.
It is also garbage iconic. It's only used on a handful of units. I don't think any characters have it.
Here's the thing. It's only used on that unit.
So one unit there's only one unit that even uses it, is what you're saying.
Yep. And it's extremely hard to buy.
Well, we're not judging them on hard to buy though, so we can't factor that in.
I honestly think GW might discontinue this miniature.
Yeah. Gideon Gleeful says it's let me sit on my invisible floating chair. Look, yeah, it is that. It's undeniably effective though, right? You pointed that out. It's undeniably good at what it does.
Is it though? Like the Gravis variant of the Inceptors is just better. They have plasma and heavy bolters. They have 2 weapons instead of just the 1 autocannon, which is arguably worse than a heavy bolter in both hands. And they're lighter armored. I'm giving this thing bottom of C tier.
It's definitely better than Thunder Armor.
Yes.
I personally find it more appealing than Heresy Armor.
Look. Bumps.
But it is.
I would rather.
Here's where it loses out. It loses out to Heresy Armor on iconic status.
Yes.
So unfortunately, it is the bottom of C tier. It is only just barely above a D for us. Sorry, guys.
It might actually be the second D tier, top of D tier.
All right. Does anyone want to save the Mark 10 Omnis? Because you can. We are not fans of this armor. We don't like it. We think it's kind of dumb looking. There's elements of the armor I really like. Let me be really clear. It's like I don't hate the whole thing.
I do.
I don't care for it. I don't care for the way the way it sits in the air. So if anybody wants to save it, go for it. But I'm not doing it. Sorry. The hobby
chairs.
The hobby collab says Croak and Slaw and Seraphon knew how to rock a non-invisible floating chair. They do, unquestionably. Unquestionably, that's true. All right, so now we're on to human power armors.
Human in quotes when we talk about a blank that's an Amazon, but
they're still humans.
Yeah. The non-space marine humans.
Well,
or No, Custodes are closer to humans than space marines are.
No, they're not. They're not, but they're definitely not space marines. So
yeah,
it's fair to say non-space marine power armor and include Custodes. So
yeah, that's fair. But they're kind of just magicked into being a Custode.
We have it. So we do have an episode coming up on the Adeptus Custodes, the favorite army of Henry Cavill. It is like marine adjacent. So if you're not a Space Marine fan, maybe I don't know if you don't want you may join us or not. It's fine. They're really interesting guys. They do a lot of fun stuff and they have a lot of really cool gear. They have a great backstory. Custodes are cool. We will do a whole episode on Custodes. But yes, let's talk about inquisitional or inquisitorial, as it is listed here.
Armors.
Yeah.
I think we're throwing all of the armors into this because Inquisitors, if we did a breakdown of inquisitorial power armors or inquisitorial war gear, it's everything in the Imperium. They can take damn near anything they want as long as they have enough self-confidence to, demand it.
This is a stand-in for a lot of different visually distinct power armors that essentially function the same.
Yeah, like Hector Rex's Terminator armor, the Aegis Terminator armor that one Inquisitor wears.
From the comic book, yeah.
Yeah, the heavy power armor that some Inquisitors wear. Loken's or Locks. Yeah, Locks. Locks is the light power armor.
Clouseau also wore
Clouseau's light power armor. This is a catch-all term, and Inquisitors are insanely iconic. Like, look at the old. Oh my god, his name just completely blanked from my mind. Uses Demon Hammer. Emily Vale's golden armor, yeah.
Yeah, Emberly Vale she uses power armor and hers is very stylish. I wish there was a model for her. You're thinking of that guy.
I'm looking up his name. Cotias.
Yeah, Cotias. The worst new model. Cotias is terrible. Yes,
but that's why I said old Cotias.
Old Cotias is much better.
That. Inquisitor Draxus wears a heavy power armor. Inquisitor Greyfax wears something very similar to Sister of Battle power armor.
Eisenhorn has a suit of does he have power armor?
Eisenhorn wears heavy carapace, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So this is including the powered armored variants of it, including those that are open and those that are environmentally sealed.
The Devil's just says, who makes power armor, the Mechanicus or the Space Marines? The Mechanicus produces it. The Space Marines maintain and repair it.
Yeah, unless they're salamanders, because salamanders can make their armor.
Well, that's true. There's always an exception, and just to be clear, I'm talking about by and large in general. It is the Mechanicus that makes the armor and ships it out. So, inquisitorial power armor, it's difficult to rate this on effectiveness because some of them are void sealed, some are not. Some have built-in power fields.
I think
some are not.
I think for fairness, we have to give it effectiveness 5 out of 10.
Fair.
Just flat, because some, like Hector Rex's Terminator plate, absolutely effective. Agreed. Like 1000% the best armor. The Aegis Terminator armor, absolutely amazing. The opened exposed arm Terminator power armor, garbage. That's equivalent to the Mark 1.
So I think 5 out of 10 for that is possible. However, I think we have to go pretty high on aesthetics. There is not a single suit of inquisitorial armor that doesn't look rad.
I would give it a 10 out of 10. Inquisitors are Inquisitors to the setting are so important to the satirical message of Warhammer 40K to show that they have like the secret police.
Who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Who are just dumb as rocks. I think they are so goddamn cool. them and the Sisters of Battle are the reason I got into this game. I give their aesthetics a 10 out of 10, their effectiveness a 5 out of 10, and their iconicness like a 10 out of 10 again. There is one Inquisitor I can look at and be like, that looks stupid, and that's the new Cotiaz. But if we count in the old Cotiaz is amazing looking.
I don't think they're S tier.
No. I think I would put them in A tier, but I'd put them at the bottom of A tier.
That's fair. I think that's reasonable. And I think here's where I'm going to come in on this. Aesthetics High, effectiveness mid, but iconic is also high.
Yeah.
It's like we literally had someone just go, boom, how about Amberly Vale? And she doesn't even have a goddamn model.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, she's got power armor. So it is a common thing. I think bottom of A makes some sense there.
Mm-hmm. And the reason I would say that they're higher than the Grey Knights is because they can just take the Grey Knights armor. Then we've seen that. In the comic book, there's an Inquisitor who rides around in a Aegis Terminator suit. So yeah. Mr. Vorn says, I think the category suffers from the disparity of different armor types, to be honest. The category meaning inquisitorial, or the category meaning power armor? What do you mean? I'm not sure about that. Okay. So once they write back, we'll answer it again.
Yeah, we'll answer it if you respond to that. Leaper Cal asks, does Ravenor's coffin count as armor? Not power armor, no. It's just a coffin.
It counts as a war suit.
I mean, technically, it's more of a vehicle.
If a dreadnought is a war suit,
a dreadnought is not a war suit. A dreadnought is a dreadnought, but the war suits are war suits. I know. I'm sorry. I know.
No, you are correct. One actually puts the coffin into the vehicle, and the vehicle is powered by the coffin.
Need to push up my glasses here. It's closer to a land speeder than I think than a dreadnought. But Mr. Ford says. This verse says inquisitorial. Yeah, it's an umbrella of many different armor types, so quite hard to place it definitively. Yeah, we actually led with that. We were like, this is a lot of different types of armor. You make a good point, and we did mention it. It's just that in general, most inquisitorial armor suits look really good and are very iconic. So that's one of the only two. That's the two reasons why it's an A tier, and it's at the bottom of A. We've got Gideon Gleeful joining us again. Thank you, sir. Sisters Battle, best helmets in the Imperium, hands down, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Also, newer armor without individual boob mounds looks better, in my opinion.
Disagree. I like boobs.
Rush 21129 says, who's the guy on the dreadnought legs burning everyone? That's a mount, right? That's technically a war vehicle suit. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, technically it's a war suit. It's that's Karamazov.
Yeah,
Karamazov. He rides around on that thing, and yeah, that's. I mean, I would have to put that as a war suit, even though it looks like a dreadnought. It's a war suit. So
it's definitely not the old dreadnought with they scooped out everything and just put a chair there.
So let's talk about, since everyone does like boobs, thank you, Drusina, let's talk about Sororitas.
Okay, I might be completely and incredibly biased here.
Oh, unquestionably.
They are going in S tier. I don't even need to debate this. They are S tier. I will fight anyone on this.
You're gonna have to fight me. I don't think they're S tier.
I think they're S tier, hands down.
Well, walk me through it. What's the first category?
1 S is for Sororitas. Hawk is correct. But in the lore itself, it was stated many times that the Sister of Battle power armor is more efficient than Space Marine power armor. And the reason for that is the power supply for the suit itself was an indefinite power source, versus the Space Marines, which they burn through their power sources and then their suits die over time. They could just refuel them, obviously. But Sisters of Battle never need to worry about that. The Sister of Battle power armor is much easier to make, but it lacks direct neural connection like the Black Carapace does, where the Black Carapace can read synapses in your brain and react to it. The Sister of Battle has to use, the best I can find is that they use plugs on their body that connect to their nervous system that then move their body after the thought gets all the way to the nerve itself.
Interface
So they
plug.
have, they have faster reaction speed than humans, but not on par with Space Marines. But for every Space Marine, there's almost 1,000 sisters. So by sheer numbers, sisters are going to win. But I digress about all of that. Their aesthetic is a 10 out of 10. They are absolutely the most 40K looking thing in Warhammer 40K. Them walking around with giant engines with people strapped to them, killing them at the same time as, doing penance and stuff. Them walking around with giant blades in one hand and a bolt gun in the other and just bowing people down. Their suit of armor looking as ornate and gothic as it is. Absolute aesthetic is a 10 out of 10. Effectiveness of the sisters really depends on the writers. Some sisters have been able to destroy entire hive fleets, though those hive fleets were never named, so we don't know how big those hive fleets were. Sisters of Battle can come back to life and perform miracles and banish chaos. So they're insanely good at doing certain things, the miracles and everything, but that has nothing to do with the power armor itself.
That's my point.
But I would say that them carrying around parts of dead sisters, like every time Celestine dies, her body remains, and they use her body as, well, relics, which is really awkward because in the Celestine book, she actually sees her dead body, which has to be super weird for her.
Yeah, that would be awkward. I'd be like,
hey, that's me. I lost weight. Oh, I'm dead. But the Sisters of Battle, like, they're so iconic to the setting. They are absolute icons. I think with Inquisition, they are in the same tier. I would put them at S, but again, I know my biases, but I would put them at a high A tier.
Okay, so Justina Question says Goj Van Dyer may have been crazy, but he was cooking, because Goj Van Dyer is the reason that this power armor exists.
Yes.
And that's a good point, Druzina. Okay, I cannot argue with the iconic part. Okay, they've been around since the end of second edition, and they looked amazing then. I can't argue with the aesthetic. They do look great. It's iconic. It's iconic, and it looks great. Those two things I cannot dispute. The effectiveness is where I think I may clash with you a little bit on there. Sisters armor is good, but it is not as good as Space Marine power armor.
No, I would agree with that.
And which means I feel like that will knock it down a little bit.
Here's where I argue quantity over quality. Hear me out on this. A sister dies, that's one lost sister. Dang it, 20 years of training out the window. Shoot. We don't need special augmentations or anything. We can have entire planets populated with the entire intent of making Sisters of Battle. Same with Space Marines. That's entirely true. But we have a higher success rate. We will make 100 Sisters of Battle to one Space Marine. And I think that has to be factored in here. It's the sheer quantity of sisters.
All right, I'm not going to count quantity, because we didn't talk about quantity when we talked about all the other aspects, because again, I mean, that would actually kill Custodes. There's only 10,000 of them, period.
I do think Custodes could actually face a full 10,000 Sisters of Battle and be perfectly fine. Although I don't think the sisters would even raise a gun to Custodes. They'd probably kneel. I'd just be like, oh, we're getting purged. Okay.
Listen, I cannot argue with your first 2 points. The third point, I'll argue a little bit, but I'm willing to go S tier. I'm saying below Mark 6.
Below Mark 6. Where did we put Mark 6?
So yeah. Right there.
I fully agree with this. And I think it really is just the two most iconic things in 40K. for the Imperium.
Drazina's talking directly to you. He says, more boobs equals better. Alexis, back me up on this.
I am right there with you. And I know the new Sister of Battle aesthetic is something I have been on the fence about. I do not like a lot of the different aesthetics that Sisters of Battle have taken. I like their 5th edition to 7th edition artwork. I like the more femme fatale gothic look of them because if you've noticed how I dress or anything about me, I do a lot of gothic shit. I love the look and everything, but Sisters of Battle, like, as weird as it is, I've built the armor. I can do crazy stuff in that armor. I built that armor fully to run and everything, and I can fully sprint in it. I cannot sprint in Space Marine armor. I can tell you that that armor, if built correctly, is entirely flexible. Like, I could put my arms up if I just connect the shoulder pads with a strap to go up. It allows it. I really like their armor. And it's a lot thicker than people think it is because they look at the art and they're just like, oh, they're so thin and there's no warrior between that. Play the Dawn of War game. Look at the Sister of Battle in that. That is what the sisters to me are. They're just really thick armor goth women. Hot as hell. Great for the aesthetic. Got me into the game. And that's why I have 18,000 points of Sisters of Battle.
They're awesome. So just to be clear, lore-wise, it is mentioned that their armor does not have as many advanced gear or attachments or sensors or things like that than a Space Marine because they lack the Black Carapace. They can't interface. They can't interface with it as fully as a Space Marine can, and that's one of the reasons why their armor is a little bit less. But I feel good about putting it in S tier.
Yeah,
I feel good about that.
Point one more thing out. Seraphim, Seraphim, or Seraphim. This. Okay, hang on.
Zephyrim is the other one.
I gotta say this correctly. Seraphim Superiors and Zephyrim have been known to go toe-to-toe with Space Marines using their jump packs to keep up with them. I just think that's really cool. Now, granted, they could also maintain flight with their jump packs as well, which is really cool. The Seraphim jump pack is just really, really cool. I love that jump pack. Okay, I'm done gloating over sisters.
Hawk says, we forgot a faction. Is this some of the Adeptus Mechanicus stuff power armor? Okay, so Adeptus...
Yes, it is.
No, is the answer, actually.
It is classed of power armor now. The Engine Seer wears power armor.
He does, in the rule book of the tabletop, it is listed as power armor, yes. But that is not... We don't know what mark it is. We don't know what it has attached to it. It's the most generic power armor possible, and that's the reason why I didn't select it. It's also only on one model. So let me back up a step. The Mechanicus makes power armor. Of course, they can have all the power armor models that they want. That's just a given. If you're Belisarius Call or any high-ranking Magos of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and you're like, I don't know, I feel like today I'm going to walk around in an Indominus suit of Terminator armor. You know what? You can just go build it and just wear it. But there is not a mark or a specific design that's associated with the Adeptus Mechanicus as a whole. It's
also why we didn't include human power armor.
Right.
Or human Terminator armor, because that exists in the setting, but we don't know anything about it.
Correct. There is a specific design of power armor associated with a very specific set of worlds in the Calixis sector for Dark Heresy called Dragon Scale power armor. I didn't select it because it is so specific that I felt it was just it felt like cheating to pick that specific suit. But I'm glad you brought that up because it is important to mention that the Mechanicus makes it, and they can have any kind that they want, and that they do technically wear a version of power armor. It's the fact is that most tech priests, including Engine Seers, have their own modifications, their own approach to the tech that I don't think you could pick any two suits of power armor from any two engineers and see that they were exactly alike.
Now, to give even more credibility to this, the source for dragon scale armor is literally him.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the source itself, and it just says the Dark Heresy Inquisitor Handbook, and this is the person that made it.
Okay, so to be real, we're getting so complicated. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I did not write the Inquisitor's Handbook. That was before my time.
Okay, but you are the one that wrote a lot of Dark Heresy.
I am the Dark Heresy guy. If there's anybody who's the Dark Heresy guy, it's me. Yeah. Nestor points at this specific thing out, that Engineer armor equals Dragon Scales armor in some sources. That source is the Inquisitor's Handbook, and it is referring to Dragon Scale armor in the Calixtus sector from the Lathe worlds. It is not an Imperium wide or Mechanicus wide thing.
Yep, I'm actually looking at the sources too, and it's pointing directly to the Dark Heresy Handbook.
All right, so Ratine armor. We have 50 minutes left, so we gotta rush through the rest of these if we want to get to the end.
Yeah. So Veteran armor is interesting. It's Sister of Silence armor. We know next to nothing about it. We know that it has the ability to enhance the Sister's innate abilities. It can also freeze door locks. I don't know. It did this in a book. I don't know if that was a piece of tech that they had, or if that was part of the armor that was doing it. We don't know.
It's also unparalleled mobility.
Yep, it is the fastest armor.
It's the armor you can do acrobatic moves in. If you want to do a backflip and then cut some dude's head off, you better be wearing Ratine armor, because that's the only way it's going to work.
Now, the one thing that makes this armor actually kind of garbage is this armor does have a helmet that can void seal it. Okay, there is a full enclosed helmet and a full enclosed body suit for it. But the thing that makes this armor good is its cloak. And we're not counting the cloak, because that's a separate piece of war gear. Because if we were counting the cloak, then the Phobos and all the scouts go directly up to the top because they are completely invisible. But without counting that cloak in, as much as I love this armor, it holds it. It's not as good as Sister of Battle armor. It has to be handmade. We don't know where it comes from, because this predates the Imperium. No, their armor might predate the Imperium.
We don't
know.
We don't know. Yeah.
We don't know where it's made. We don't know how it's made. We don't know its systems. We don't know how it interacts with the sisters. But game mechanics, if we want to factor that in, this armor does always, in every edition of Horus Heresy, make you faster than a Space Marine. I assume that's reaction speed. So is that an ability of the Sisters of Silence? Probably not. Is that an ability of the suit? Maybe. We don't know. There are too many unknowns with this armor. I hate to say this because I have a ton of Sisters of Silence and I absolutely love them. I think this armor is C tier.
I'm going to go higher than that. So from an iconic perspective, it is iconic. It's iconic to them. This is one of those suits that, unfortunately, I think if you showed this to a casual Warhammer fan, the guy who's only played the tabletop game and never played Horus Heresy, never read any of the books, he'd go, "What the hell is that?" Like, he wouldn't. It's unrecognizable to anyone who isn't a Heresy player.
Every single person that looks at this, and every time, especially with the custodian drama happening now, everyone thinks that these are Sisters of Battle.
Right. So that's kind of my point, is that I don't think it's iconic to them, but it's not iconic in the sense of the hobby. You know,
it is in a couple of iconic pictures, like the Emperor standing next to the Custode and Janitha Krull standing right there. And I think that's really cool. But even by GW's own admission, the Sisters of Silence are a forgotten army. And yeah, bottom of B tier at best.
So that's my take on the iconic. The aesthetics of it, I think it looks pretty good.
It looks super good.
It's not, in my opinion, it's not quite as cool as Sisters of Battle.
No.
There's something about that helmet or the I don't know. There's definitely something about it that I don't think is quite as intriguing to me as Sisters of Battle are. So I think it loses a little bit there. However, I actually think their armor is really effective. I think their armor is quite effective.
Yes.
But that's speculation. Like, I think it's good. I think it's really good. I don't have receipts.
We have to read into the lore to be like, oh, well, Chaos Space Marines can't actually see them, but that's more to do with them being blanks.
I'd say bottom of B.
I agree with this. But once we apply their cloak abilities, which we don't know what do in the lore, by the way, we only know gameplay mechanics, then I would go a little higher. But because we don't know lore, yeah. Now, I will address one comment that I saw real quick before this one, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Sisters of Silence have an extensive army in Heresy 2nd edition. I have all of their options for 2nd edition, including using jet bikes and everything. I converted a bunch of Escher jet bikes, the Escher cutters, into their unique units and everything. And GW did state that they are going to do more with the Sisters of Silence as we get more into Heresy 3rd edition. I'm hoping that we get playable Sisters of Silence as their own army in Heresy 3rd edition, like we had in Heresy 2nd edition and Heresy 1st edition. Right now, it's down to 3 units, and that is brutal. I do want them to have more in 10th edition as well, because there is an entire book series about the Sisters of Silence coming back and becoming like mainstream and maybe actually being 10,000 years old. Like the one girl said, the last time I was here was during the siege, which is really weird for someone to just casually say. But I digress. I want more on the Sisters of Silence. I'm there with you guys.
Nestor says, my personal headcanon is that Vrateen armor incorporates some sort of xenomesh. That's how I interpret the fitted chainmail in Horus Heresy Visions. Yeah. I mean, that's not unreasonable. And the comment I brought up was called from Lupercal 18. I would destroy my wallet for a full range of Sisters of Silence. I would love a full range. The old Horus Heresy illustrations with the Emperor and the Custodes with fire and hounds. Yes, I remember those. Mm-hmm. Still haunt me. So cool. Agreed.
Those hounds have such cool rules because they have the Sisters of Silence rules as well. So when they hit psychers, they deal a ton of damage to they're so cool.
We gotta move on. We're running out of time.
Yep. I'm there with you.
Cataphractii Terminator armor. So this is the prototype Terminator armor. All Terminator armor is based off of the Cataphractii. And the Cataphractii, go ahead.
I would say that the iconicness of this Terminator armor is a 9 out of 10, but there is another Terminator armor on here that's a 10 out of 10.
Well, okay, but we're just talking about this one. Cataphractii are the prototype. All Terminator armor that exists is based off of Cataphractii armor. It also incorporates a extremely strong defensive field generator, which makes it, it's got a 4+ invulnerable save on the tabletop. It's incredibly tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's slow, but it's
the second slowest Terminator armor.
If you're thinking Saturnine are slower, is that right?
Yeah, Saturnine are slower.
Okay, yeah, so it's second slowest. It can mount top-mounted weaponry. It can have rockets and or missiles and stuff on the back.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks rad. So why don't you break it down? Aesthetics, effectiveness, and iconic.
So aesthetics, 9 out of 10. This is one of the coolest Terminator armors that exist.
Agreed.
Effectiveness, this was the premier Terminator armor. This was, according to the lore, the most effective Terminator armor for boarding actions and sieges.
Mm-hmm.
So it was extremely effective. We know this. It has stronger weapons than the Tartarus armor because its power fields were stronger. We know this because it can wield things like the multi-melta. It can wield the plasma cannon, where the Tartaros can't.
I also had the top-mounted weapons, where Tartaros didn't.
Yeah, the Tartaros didn't have top-mounted weapons. But it was extremely slow, to the point where if you can move at the speed of a normal Astartes, you were considered running. Like, and it was very difficult. Like, I think there's a character in the Heresy that can actually get this thing to run, and that was considered like incredible. And he was super good at. I actually think that was a Little Abaddon. Little Horus, wasn't it?
Horus Aximand? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
don't quote me on the character, but I know that somebody got this thing to run in Heresy, and that was huge. But yeah, for close combat weapons, this thing can wield everything, anything. You put anything on this thing. Its least effective weapons were lightning claws, but its most effective weapons were power fists and thunder hammers.
The Alpha Legion specific variants of this armor could carry a conversion beamer.
Yes, but remember, we're not talking about Legion
We're
specific
not.
yet.
We're not. But I'm pointing out that it is
Yeah.
capable. Like, you can modify it to carry a conversion beamer. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm thinking S tier, just low S tier.
I think the lowest of S tier.
Because of its importance, because of its durability, because of how cool it looks.
Yep.
That's what I'm putting in there.
Now we're on Tartaros.
Tartaros armor. Okay, my poor boys in Tartaros armor. Aesthetics, not great.
Yeah,
not great.
A 5 out of 10.
Not great. There's an asterisk. There is an exceptional good-looking Tartaros suit, but that's only for the Emperor's Children. Go look it up. It's freaking awesome. But that's the only reason to wear Tartaros armor, is because if you're an Emperor's Children Praetor, because goddamn, does that look good?
Yes.
Swag. But yeah,
this
other than
Tartaros
that,
armor was fast though.
Other than that, Tartaros armor is it has a slightly more advanced neural link with the pilot, which is why it's able to move faster and react more quickly. But it has it can run, unlike it's I think it's the only Terminator pattern.
It's the only Terminator pattern
that can run. Yeah. So this is your speedy boy.
Oh, sorry. It's the only Terminator pattern that is Space Marine specific that can run.
Thank you.
Because there's 2 more Terminator armors on this list that can run.
Correct. So Tartaros is unfortunate. They don't have anything going for them besides their speed. And it's a shame. They're not iconic.
Nope.
They're not good looking.
Nope.
And they're only kind of effective. For me, this is a C.
I agree with that. I would make it like right below Phobos Marines is where I'm feeling comfortable with it.
Now, let's be fair. Any Space Marine and Terminator armor is better equipped to deal with anything than a Space Marine and power armor. It's just a stronger suit. And its ranking here does not indicate, its effectiveness v other Space Marines. It's v other Terminator suits. To be clear.
And when we do this, we're again factoring in aesthetics and how it looks and how it appears in the lore. Weirdly enough, I don't think Tartaros armor actually appears too often in the lore either.
It's rare.
It has like a couple of sentences, and that's it.
Now we get to the Indominus. Now these boys are the classic. It's a Terminator, right? Like for the longest time, these were Terminators. There was no other option. This was Terminators. So they're iconic as hell.
Now, if you go by the lore from the Horus Heresy, the Indominus Terminator armor was a stopgap armor. And I think that's important to bring up here. They couldn't produce the Cataphractii fast enough, and they had parts left over from Tartaros, and they actually made a really freaking good Terminator armor out of it. Which is weird because it's also related to what is the Gorgon armor is also very similar to this armor, but we're again not talking about Gorgon armor yet. I think the Indominus armor is a solid 10 out of 10 aesthetic. It is so iconic. It looks good with Thunderhammer Storm Shield. It looks good with Lightning Claws. It looks good with Power Fist Stormbolter. It looks good as a Space Wolf. It looks good as a Dark Angel or a Blood Angel. It's just a good looking suit. And I think it belongs in S tier.
It has the versatility of the Cataphractii with some of the speed of a Tartaros. It loses
it's still
a little
slower
bit.
than this. It's still slower than the Tartaros.
Yeah, it can't run. So yeah, A tier,
top of A, or I still like Mm, I'm gonna say under Mark 10,
Okay, that's fair.
and it's just because Mark 10 saved the company.
Yeah. Well, there's so on an iconic level, it wins. On an aesthetic level, it wins. On effectiveness, it's pretty effective. It's just not quite to the same level as the Cataphracti.
Yeah.
Now we get to the new hotness, the Saturnine.
Okay. Do you want my?
Yeah.
You want me to be honest, right?
Yeah.
When I saw these things, I was like, "Damn, that's cool." And then I saw the miniatures, and they kind of look like garbage. Um, this is cool because it is Games Workshop listening to fans. I think that's awesome. They are an iconic Terminator that the fans have wanted for as far back as I can remember. I remember 4th edition people talking about the legendary Saturnine Terminator armor. And now that we have them, well, they're in. I'm gonna make my opinion known. I don't like Heresy 3rd edition. When it comes to Heresy 3rd edition units, I only have that to compare because I can't compare this to 2nd edition or 1st edition. The Saturnine Terminators in the edition kind of suck, and it's a shame because Disintegrators are terrible and the Pumbards are not as good as just Devastator squads. But I think it's really slow. It's a lot of firepower. I think this thing is a B tier unit.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you on B tier, and I'll explain why. It is mildly iconic in that if you are a Games Workshop super fan, you've seen these guys before. But it on the spectrum of who's aware of Saturnine Terminators before the new box set, it was the needle was pegged like you had to be hardcore, right, to know about them. So I'm going to say their iconics are, it's a 5 out of 10.
I think they're a solid 5 out of 10.
Okay, well, hang on. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. I actually like their aesthetics more than you do. I think they look really, really good. Now, again, I'm old and I'm comparing it to the original, and maybe that's why it looks so damn cool. Because it is one hell of a glow up. I think you have to admit it's one hell of a glow up from that whole
I will give you that.
So
and the announcement trailer that came out with them made them look so cool.
For me, aesthetically, this is like a 9 out of 10. It looks freaking good, man. And I like the character models that come out with it. Anyway, it's for me aesthetically is very, very strong. Effectiveness wise, lore wise, it's pretty effective because it carries a lot of really crazy weaponry. It's got MIU stuff in it. It's got top mounted guns. But your tabletop points, I think, are valid. So I'm going to say effectiveness is probably a 8 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10.
I would give you the 7 out of 10 because they only showed up very late into the Heresy, and then they were immediately destroyed after the Heresy. Granted, what remains of them was made into the Centurion armor, so that's cool.
I'm going to propose this, and I want you to, you can veto, okay, to be clear.
Okay.
But here's my proposal.
All right, I want to. You know what? I thought you were going to put it higher than the Sisters of Silence, and I would give you that.
I like the looks of it better than the Sisters of Silence armor, but I cannot deny the points that you brought up about its tabletop issues and the fact that it's just it's not very iconic.
Hey, here's my unit. It deep strikes in, and then it killed itself because its weapons overheated. And its whole lore states that it's good at having coolant systems, and then they don't work on the tabletop, and they still die.
Yeah, Rush 21129 says the shoulders are so silly. They are, but they kind of look good. Like I don't know what to say. It's just subjectively, right? It's just from my perspective, I really like the look, but I get that it is. Mm-hmm. I do get that it is not quite as beloved as some of the other things, and that's why I put it where it goes. It's better for me. It's better looking than Phobos, for sure.
There is a comment here. The fact that they are destroyed and can't be used in 40K is stupid. You can use them in 40K. You just run them as Saturnine, Centurions, and you're fine.
I think he's talking about lore wise though. He doesn't like the lore that they are destroyed. I think.
Oh yeah. That. But I mean, that's almost all of 30K's lore is like all of it was lost until it wasn't.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
The Rogel Dorn.
All right.
That's
so
the tank, not the Primarch.
I think we have to talk about the Custodes power armor next.
Okay, you mean the ungodly, unkillable Custodes, where the Imperium writes it as a victory if one of them shows up.
Custodes armor is pretty goddamn sweet.
It is.
It is made out of a different type of material.
Bananas.
It's called Armite, and on the tabletop, it's a 2+ with a 6+ invulnerable.
It's now a 2+ with a 4+ invulnerable.
It's really goddamn good.
Yep.
10 out of 10 effectiveness. I cannot. I don't think there's any argument about that whatsoever. There's also something called Demi-Auric Warplate, which is what the guys that fly, the Venators, I think.
Yes.
They wear a slightly different version of this. But I think the rules are the same. So
yep, 2 up, 4 up.
But it's
for 10th edition.
So Jake Wu says it's bananas time. Yep. All right. So Custodes, 10 out of 10 effectiveness. I think we agree on that. What about iconicness and aesthetics?
Okay. So iconicness, everyone knows what the 10,000 are. Like, but I don't think they're as well known as some of the other things on this list. As weird as that is to say, I think they're still like pretty low on the totem pole of iconicness when it comes to 40K. I would give them an iconicness of 7 out of 10. They are very well known, but most people don't play this army. That new box set, though, looks real good. And like, it's really good.
It's worth mentioning that Henry Cavill, this is his favorite army, so they have a A-list celebrity standing them. Okay, 7 out of 10 for iconic, and
effectiveness is a 10 out of 10, obviously.
Right. Aesthetics,
they're gaudy. I know that's weird because it's supposed to be the Emperor's personal bodyguard and it's supposed to be gaudy as hell.
That's intentional. That is intentional.
But if we go off of the kits for 10th edition, strictly the kits for 10th edition, not that beautiful Horus Heresy box, which is absolutely gorgeous, I give them like a 5 out of 10. They don't look good.
Yeah, but we also have the brand new ones which look
at
ridiculously.
Least an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I think you gotta include all of it. So yeah.
I'm going with a solid 8 out of 10 then.
So A tier.
I think they are bottom of A tier.
I think they're there.
I don't think they're more iconic than Custodes, than Inquisition.
I do. I honestly do. I think the gold armor thing, if you see an army with gold armor, I think most 40K players would be like, oh, that's the Custodes.
Fair enough.
So Hawk says, hey, I just got off the phone, and Cavill says, unless you put him in S tier, he's canceling the 40K show.
Hey guys, if you want to change anything on this list, just remember
you have the power.
You have the power. Just the $30 super chat. You move anything wherever you want it. Well, you move one thing anywhere where you want it.
Yeah, 30 minutes left in the show. So if you want to do it now.
Yeah.
All right, now we've got our 2 Terminators for these guys, the Aquilon and the Alaris. Both of these look, in my opinion, look really good.
The Aquilon look amazing, but they are a resin kit and they're garbage now. Like I had a whole bunch of these guys and I absolutely hated putting them together and painting them because holy crap, because it was Forge World at the time. They have no quality control whatsoever when it comes to resin miniatures and they all look like crap. But the kit itself, when it's done up and looks really, really, really nice and really beautiful, looks really nice, but they're not playable in 10th edition. So I think that factors into their iconicness.
Okay, all right.
Because I would say the Aloris are the ones that people know, but I would raise you that these are less iconic than the Custodian Guard.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm thinking B tier.
I am thinking B tier. I'm thinking
higher than Saturnine.
Higher than Saturnine? Like, I think right next to the Sister of Silence.
So why? Let's go over there. Why is the Aquilon better than the Saturnine? It just is. First of all, in terms of quality, it just is a better suit. Also, it's on a Custodian, not a Space Marine, which is just better in terms of effectiveness wise. There's you can't argue it. I think the Saturnine looks a little cooler. I'll be clear. In terms of aesthetic,
I think the opposite.
That's fair. Iconic wise, though, I think the Aquilon is maybe a little more iconic than the Saturnine.
Yeah, because there's that image of it blasting through a wall, just shooting a Stormbolter. Also, they had Stormbolters before Stormbolters were even a thing.
True.
They had a Stormbolter that actually shot a bolt that was completely unique to just them, which is weird because they have a certain type of bolt gun. I don't remember what it's called though, so my apologies.
It's okay. They all have like it's a bolt gun but better on everything that they have. Alaris Terminators are
these I think are way more iconic.
Really?
Because they could be played in 10th edition, more people know about them.
Okay, fair enough. That might move them above Sisters of Silence.
I think that does. Now, the only thing I think that holds them in the B tier is because they're just not as good as Custodian Wardens. And Wardens are just Custodian Guard that are veterans. Whatever the hell that means. I don't know how you could be a veteran Custodian when you've been doing the same job for 10,000 years.
Hooligan Mulligan, welcome to good to see you, sir. Insert SpongeBob meme. I have $3 for Custodians. Oh my god, I'm too old. I don't know this meme.
It's a good meme. It's Patrick holding up $3.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, and there's the $3. Thank you, Hooligan Mulligan. I was so lost. I was like, what?
Oh, I thought it was $3. Oh my god.
It wasn't. It was $2. That's crazy. So let me ask you this question. Because we're now in the back end of our show here, we're getting close to the end. If you could move any one of these, which one would you move and where would you move it? And why?
Okay. All right. You ready for this? I would move Mark 10 to the bottom of S tier for saving the company.
All right. I'm willing to go along with that. I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I'm willing to accept it.
And by the Mark 10, I mean the entirety of 8th edition, which was put on the back of this thing succeeding, and it did. And 8th edition was one of the highest selling game systems in all of Warhammer history. And then it just kept going uphill since then. Like, we're in a little bit of a downward spiral right now. I say downward spiral as if it's crashing into the ground. It's not. But this time of year, stocks tend to dip. But so, yeah.
Mr. Vorn says this is Custodes slander. Disgraceful.
Well, you guys have the power to change anything on this list, including putting Custodes in front.
You know what? I like it when we get those kind of reactions where it's like, how dare you?
Well, like, they're cool. Like, one Custodian Terminator will take out an entire Terminator squad. Or if there's a duel to Nathaniel Garrow, just saying.
This is also dependent on the writer, but
yeah, of course.
So ask me what I would move and where and why.
What would you move to where, but why?
Okay. See if you can guess which one it is.
I am guessing that it's going to be Phobos Marines.
You're wrong.
Oh, okay.
No.
I really thought you were going to move. Yeah, okay.
No. As much as here's the problem. Phobos Marines mostly make me apathetic.
Yeah.
I look at that and I think to myself, I don't like it. But it doesn't like engender any kind of excitement or hate. It's just kind of like, I don't like it.
That's fair.
What I would choose to move would be Mark 10 Gravis. And I would
You want to move it up to S?
I do, because I love the hell out of this armor. It is just my
Oh
absolute
no.
favorite.
Oh no.
Oh my god! Spitfire 703 with a steel chair, $30. Every story needs a villain. Mark 6 to D. I think it needs a bottom of D, right? So let's just oh my heart. Oh, why? Oh, thank you for supporting us, Spitfire. Wow, that hurts. that is like legitimately emotional damage.
You just slaughtered my boys.
My boy, what did you do to my beautiful boy?
Father, help.
Wow, okay, that I did not see coming. Thank you for that surprise. Thank you.
I'm
That is
mad.
a surprise. You know, but it does open up a slot. It does open up a slot in S tier. Look at that.
Oh, you're moving Gravis to this.
Well, veto. Tell me if you veto. Tell me why.
You know what? I'm okay with Sisters being on top.
In the New World Order, Sisters of Battle is the best power armor, according to this list.
It's lore accurate. I have an old codex that says they had the most advanced power armor.
Ricardo says Phobos and Corvus to S. No, sorry, no. Phobos is a no. Mark 6 was. I mean, I think it earned its spot, but now that it's down, it's down. I like. Do you have any comments on the S tier?
So, I know exactly why me and you love the Cataphractii Terminators,
mm-hmm.
and it's strictly to do with Dark Angels. Yeah, I called you out. Like, both me and you, we have them. We love the Inner Circle Knight Cenobiums.
Mm-hmm.
We absolutely adore them. They look the best. And they have the coolest captain models out of all of them, with the Dark Angel the Dark Angel Cataphractii armor looking the coolest, and all Cataphractii characters looking amazing. I get that. I get the sisters. I'm biased. I'm right there. I know I'm biased. Let's see if I find any I disagree with. I disagree with, like, I want to say the Custode, but it is where it needs to be. I think the Indominus armor being where it is, like, I want to just share a slight story about the Indominus armor. Current edition Terminators are not good. They just are not good. Okay, it sucks. They're not good. But when that Terminus Ultra box came out and had 15 Terminators in it, brand new, that box sold out like that, because people don't care if they're not good. They're Terminators. They look cool, and people will find a way to make them work. So that's the power of being iconic in this 40K setting.
I think the S tier looks great. I have no real concerns about it. I think A tier is spot on. However, I am very strongly tempted to move Mark 9, the Aegis armor, to A. I'm a Grey Knights fan. I play Grey Knights.
You know, I'm not opposed to that. I agree. I agree with that.
Bottom of A. So A tier. So A tier is okay.
I will accept that if you move Saturnine down to C.
Legit. Okay, so this is our adjusted tier. I'm comfortable with everything in S. That is where it needs to be. A tier, these are the guys. Like, Mark 3 is the Heresy armor. Mark 7 is the post-Heresy armor. Indominus is the Terminator armor. Custodes, Inquisitional, Mark 9, those are all like the things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Mark 4 is good, but it's not quite there. I think it lacks that little, it doesn't have the get over the hump on it. So yeah, I think it's in the right spot.
Do we want to lower Mark 4?
Is Mark 4 below Mark 8? Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Is it below Alaris?
I would say yes.
Is it below Vratine?
That's where I would say no.
Okay.
I think it's good right there.
That's reasonable. Would you want to make any adjustments to the C tier?
Mark 5 up over Mark 2.
Okay.
I would rather have broken armor that I can turn my head in than armor where I can't move.
Strictly on that, I will give it to you. I still don't like the aesthetic, but yeah, I'll grant you on that one.
Parts of my armor are better than Mark 2, and I can turn my head.
Yeah,
I can back up the Land Raider.
So C tier, the funny thing about C tier is it's all aesthetics for the most part. It's Mark 5 aesthetics, Tartaros aesthetics, Phobos aesthetics, Saturnine partially aesthetics. I think the only one that's not aesthetic is Mark 2. And
yeah, I think it's just Mark 2 is just bad.
So C tier is where we put all the this is our island of misfit toys over here.
Yep. And then D tier is the one we just don't like.
I like to call D tier the derp tier. This is the tier where I literally feel bad like putting this on the table. If I put Mark 1 armor or Mark 10 Omnis, I'd be like, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
But
the Mark 6 being there is heartbreaking.
It is. It's like, what have you done to my
Justin Mark 6?
God. That's why I love Lore Seekers. You guys keep us on our toes. We do. I appreciate it, yo.
It is great. I love it.
Oh my God. I think that's our list. Chat, anybody out there thinks we got anything wrong? Seriously wrong?
Rip Mark 6.
Yeah, Mark 6, yeah. Micah, thank you. All right. Do we have any minis to look out this week?
Yes, we do. I'm gonna get them ready.
All right, fellas, it's been great. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the tier list. Hawk, can we post this in the Discord somewhere? If Hawk can do it, we'll put it in the Discord where you guys can see the final list. And poor Mark 6. That's the only one, literally the only one I would fight for on this list is Mark 6.
Yes. Okay, let me just make sure we get these looking nice and junk. And then I have to move stuff over real quick.
Wendigo says, ahoy, ahoy, hoy, Wendigo. Ahoy, hoy.
All right, so let's go with this, go with this, go with this. Let's move that to Mia.
Mr. Vorn says Mark 6's relegation was merely the first censure for Custodes slander.
Oh my God.
We're being punished.
You know what? I'm fine with that. All right. And let me just move these over here. And then we are ready to go. So I'm going to start with this and go up. So first off, we have one of Roth's miniatures.
Hey.
Roth, you need to thin your paints. But you're getting there. I like the Condemner bolt gun. I'm always... A combi Condemner is always cool to me. That's the stake launcher, which is an anti-psyker weapon, which is so cool. And then the power sword. This is a Canoness, it looks like. I'm just going to try to make sure I get the names right. This is a homebrewed Canoness. Well, I'm saying Canoness because it has the Iron Halo. I'm assuming it's a Canoness. Nova Lore just thought it was cool. I agree. I think it's very cool.
Well,
color scheme is nice.
I think something needs to be done with those black bits. The glove is blending into the sword. The helm is you got the visor, which is good. Alexis, what would you do to the black parts on this model?
So one of the first things that I would do is I'd start fixing up all the black. I would re-black it, if that makes sense. I would make it much darker. Then I would go through with a gray. I would start with what is it called? Mechanicus Standard Gray. Go around and edge highlight all of the parts of the glove. Then I would hit it with what is it? Fenrisian Gray is a good one. Or what is that one? Administratum Gray is a lighter gray as well. And then go all the way up to a white in very varying spots to get a light effect on it so that you can see all of the parts of the glove itself if you're going to keep it black. If not, do it in a brown because it is a glove over the power armor, which is very weird for sisters, but sure, whatever. That's how I would fix that. I would do the sword hilt as a red, so you can see a clear difference. Then I would hit the guard as a gold, because sisters really like gold. And then the sword blade itself is fine. It just looks like it's non-powered at the moment, which makes sense. Sisters can, well, anybody that wields a power sword can turn it on and off. Aside from that, I'd fix up the red a little bit, just add some edge highlights. Same with the purple. Like, overall, it's a great start to a miniature.
So there's a couple things here that I would like to mention. So Alexis said that the sword hilt should be gold, right? That's what you said?
Yes.
Okay, and I if I may, I believe I know why you said gold. Because it matches the gold on the Iron Halo, it matches the gold on the chest and on the belt. There's a color symmetry that you want to have. You don't want every piece of the model to be a different color. You want certain parts to look like they're all the same color, and it helps give it a theme. Okay. One thing you could do here is have the backpack vents, which are the rounded sides on each side, be the same color as the Iron Halo, or as the same color as the visor, or the same color as the power sword. Just, that's one thing you could coordinate if you wanted to. There's also that the bracer on her arm there is a different color. Secondly, I presume when people post these models for us to look at, I presume what they're asking for is they're looking for advice on how to improve it. So I always try to find some way to say, okay, here's what I would do to improve this. To improve this, I'm actually not going to go there. I'm not. I know, shocking. If you look, you've actually got some paint that needs to be cleaned up, especially on that backpack, where there's red on the silver and there's gold on the black on the backpack, and I think some of the black is on the gold in the Halo. It's just a fact of model painting is that you're gonna have little things you have to clean up at the end. And I know it's kind of a pain in the ass. It's honestly my least favorite part of painting, but I think Alexis would agree with me. It's a requirement. If you want it to look good, you need to go back over it when you think you're done and clean it up.
I agree with that completely. Some people have shaky hands, and I want to show you this really quickly.
Oh,
if you have shaky hands and painting miniatures is a problem because you're shaking, if you put your hands together like this and hold the miniature, you can actually paint it without your hand shaking as much. This is what I do. This is exactly how I hold my miniatures when I'm painting them. I hold my hands together so that way I can get the lines that I need, and then I just rotate the miniature in my hands.
Any kind of wrist support will help. I use the edge of my painting desk. Some people have mouse pads or things like that that will support your hair. Hawk says if you use a hair tie or rubber band around your paintbrush hand, it can help.
Yep. So the next thing that we have is again from Raw.
Oh, that's a Joy Toy.
Yes, you need to dust it. But here you can see what they were going for.
Yes.
And this I actually really like. This is very well done. Needs some dusting because we can't tell where paint or where highlight is anymore. But aside from that, I really like this. I think this looks really good.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Joy Toy is obviously a lot bigger than a regular tabletop mini.
Yeah. The Joy Toys also just look really, really good, especially once you throw a coat of paint on them. Oh my God. They all look amazing. So moving on from there.
Whoa, check out that dude's head. Look at that.
We have Hellflayer. And yeah, I just thought this thing was super cool. It has a melt-gun and a power fist and an eyeball.
You know what? I mean, I could have a lot to say about the individual pieces for painting. But I gotta say, man, that is a very eye-catching model. It's good. It's good.
I like it.
It's a little. Here's the thing. It's a little garish. But for Chaos Space Marines, that may be what you're going for. So I'm not gonna knock it for if that's the style you're aiming at. Also, he painted that skull on the base, and it's got a rock on it, so it's better than a bare base. I love it.
Yep.
The eye as a head is that a standard piece, or did you
No, that is definitely a kit bash.
It
That
looks
is
freaking
amazing.
awesome. That's my favorite thing about this model. I will forgive everything because that eye is so cool.
Now, some things that I would change on this. All this needs, weirdly enough, is you need B10 green to wash all of it, all the green parts. Skeleton Horde on this, and Skeleton Horde on this. Black wash this, and then on the gold itself, you want to use a watered down Seraphim Sepia to get some lines in on it that is a darker color, and then dry brush the gold with a tiny bit of silver, and it'll pop. This looks amazing. Like, this looks crazy cool. I love this.
If you do finish this using Alexis's suggestions, I would love to have you bring it back. I'd love to see it again with all those highlights on it.
Yeah, I love this.
It's Ricky Chapman's model. He says the eye is from a Chaos Spawn kit.
That makes sense. This I would like if it didn't have the melta-gun in its hand and had like a captain weapon, like a bolt pistol or something. I would run this as a Chaos Lord.
Yeah,
like this looks that good.
It's rad.
I would also call him Oddball.
Oculus.
Oculus is also a good name. Oh, I got that one already. Boop. Boop.
Oh,
now we have a really
my
good one.
Goodness, who did this one?
This one is from Lenny. There are no notes. This is just absolutely beautiful. So this is the edge highlighting I was talking about, where you use a darker blue and bring it up to a nice lighter color. The scroll work on this is incredible. The everything on this is incredible. Like, oh, wait a second. Drill out your barrel.
I have two comments. One of them is drill out your barrel.
Getting the eyes and everything. Getting the I forget what this is called. It's not a mohawk.
Crest. It's a crest.
The crest. Yeah. And then looking at this guy's a Tyrannic War veteran, which is cool. This guy has a Crux Terminatus, so he's part of First Company. Obviously, he's a Stern Guard. The banner work is crazy. The gold this is done with it looks like a wash. This might be Agrax Earthshade, or it might be Seraphim Sepia, or they might not be using GW paints. I don't know. But this is incredible work. This is fantastic.
Hawk says it's all about that base. That's my other comment. Do something with the base. But bro, you are 99% there. This is very, very, very nice. This is win your local game store painting tournament nice.
Yeah.
This is best army at a Road Trader nice.
Now, we're going to try to speed through the other ones because we're running very low on time. Yep. This one is done by Hellflayer again. And let me try to read what they wrote about it. The other player character from our TTRPG campaign. Oh, we saw this last week.
We did. Yeah. That's cool.
So that's an incredible conversion.
The last guy had the Necron bits on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one has Tau bits.
That's really cool. I dig it. Looks
like
good.
It a lot. It's very well painted.
Yeah. And it's got a finished face.
Notes. Yeah, no notes. This is
notes.
Good.
Yep.
So this one was painted by Starkek, but it was painted by their girlfriend, and is their first miniature they ever painted.
Wow, hire her. She's good. If this is her first mini, damn.
Yeah. Once, like, I wish my first minis looked like this. This is crazy.
Same.
Now we're just gonna skip through this. This is incredible.
Yep, no notes.
One left.
Holy moly!
This is a Gosgoal I painted. I wanted to end on this.
Oh wow!
This is a Gosgoal that I painted up for my buddy, and I hate the base. I hate this base. But my normal basing technique would be a lot darker to make the model itself pop more. But I was told to do this, and I hate it.
I will say your Power Claw is awesome.
Yeah, I was really happy with this.
Yeah, that turned out
also
exceptional.
Really happy with the eye.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have. So, Hawk says we should do a Your First Mini show where we show off our first minis. I don't actually have mine anymore.
I have a couple. They're bad.
But
yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us today to do a tier list on Power Armor. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will see you soon. We have a lot of really cool shows coming up. I think we even have another tier list in the works.
Yes.
So that's really cool. And then we've already planned out our February shows. There is a community poll for the February 21st show. If you want to go vote on what you want to see, go do that on the Discord. Hawk, if you could put a link to the Discord, that would be awesome in the chat. And I guess that's all I've got to say, Alexis.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the Lorebeards here and supporting everything that we do. You guys are awesome. And because of this, I actually got a brand new tattoo that is super awesome. It's still healing and it is super uncomfortable, but it's awesome. And I got it because of you guys. And this is so cool. Yeah.
Believe it.
That is a reference to what it is.
It's a reference.
Right.
Remember.
Love you guys.
Go ahead, Alexis.
Remember, in the grim darkness of the far future,
there is only lore.
Take care, everyone.
You giggle every time. It's so funny.
I do. It's funny.
It's great. You guys have a good day. Take care.